meet up at the road roughly around the same time.
I think it's like 30 seconds after we meet and we're like, oh hey, yeah, and then all of a sudden Dormir
I just haven't even been
out.
saying anything.
So is this what's happening?
Yeah.
Irina screams. She's never met Dormir.
Yeah. So this orc just
So this
fucking
half
appears.
orc appears out of nowhere. She jumps behind you and pulls her sword. She goes, Kalthar, who is that?
Kill
she's
it,
like,
kill it.
to attack. And she's getting ready to roll initiative.
Am I
You go
also
on.
startled by him coming out of
I
the
would say that's up to you, but I would say so. Do you swing on him?
I roll a hit.
Alright.
No, I jumped in.
No, I let it fucking full set.
Make a dex check, like opposing athletics check to see if you can get a swing off.
So I
totally
was just
take
gonna
it
do
unarmed.
an unarmed strike,
Okay.
I take it.
Yeah.
but
I take
it's
it.
a 17.
Well, I'm not
So
one,
it
so
doesn't
no
hit.
matter what, you
So
beat
you
me.
roll. And you
I
hit a
go
17.
to stop, and I'm like, oh no.
You appear, but how you appear, I'll say like you're like you have a shield, right?
No. I'm
What
not
is-
even wearing armor, dude. I'm fucking butt ass naked.
Oh shit. You have a maul though, right?
Yeah.
I'll say like the angle of how he appeared, you swing and just hit straight into his maul.
Ow.
Bang!
Ow.
Hi everyone, this is Curse20. This is another episode of the Curse One's actual play. I'm Cody, your humble game master. This is Zach.
I'm playing Kalthar.
Dylan,
Playing Dormir.
and this is David.
Playing Darren.
Okay, let's do a little bit of recap. So you guys just left, on the last episode, you guys left Madame Zeva encampment. You came across a bunch of like hunters, like 3 hunters, and as the mist was kind of falling down and it was starting to get dark, you interacted with them, you exchanged like hotspots on the maps, knowing full well, I think, that they weren't necessarily who they were, they weren't what they seemed like on face value. Excuse me. The interaction got a little tense for a little bit, but you were able to get past it. You made it to the walls of Valaki. You were stopped at the entrance, escorted straight to the Burgeon Master, who was freaking out over a bunch of a couple dead guards that he found, and there was a note stuffed on one of their in like the pocket, like on them, from Strahd, saying that they were so far beneath him, he doesn't think about them, and that he doesn't care what type of cult basically is going on in this town. And so the Burgeon Master's freaking out. Dormir rolled a really high religion check to cast a really powerful version of protection to good and evil to give him calm him down. You guys proceeded to the inn where Dormir met up with his old with an old acquaintance named Vasily, something like that.
Vaseline.
Vasily. And then you guys talked to Urin, and he said it was all cool that you lost his horses. You guys dealt with that. And then
he knew before.
you guys got there that the horses were gone. He basically said that he's having a keeper of the Raven keep tabs on you, so if you guys fall into any trouble, they could come to your aid.
They were preparing to come to our aid during the execution.
Yes.
Oh.
So when that was going on, when he found out Rawhidden was in town, he was gathering other keepers of the feathers to go out there and help you, but you guys had already figured it out by the time they were able to get out there.
That's one way to word it.
So then
We figured it out.
after that, Boromir got into a pissing contest with the Watcher brothers. You guys found out information from Isaac that there is a cult in town, and
But potentially.
there's potentially a cult in town.
Okay.
And that you bumped into Rictavio, and that was it.
Ooh.
And Donnie did my favorite fucking thing that's happened probably this whole game. I don't know if you got there in the video. He cast. So I rolled.
Prestidigitation?
Yeah,
Yes.
oh, you said that in the front of the video?
I put that in the front of the last video,
Yeah.
and I clipped it too. So
Nice.
there's a clip out there that you can go
Fuck, that was
go check it
awesome.
out on our Curse 20 channel. The clip of you can do what with prestidigitation. So
Yes, sir.
so I think that's kind of where we left off. They exited. You flipped over a table, and the Burgeon Master's just kind of annoyed with you for breaking.
You mean the bartender? Burgeon Master wasn't in
Yeah,
there.
the innkeeper is a little
innkeeper.
upset with you, Urin,
I'm a little upset with you too.
for smashing the table.
1v1, bro.
Darren, we were basically just playing your character quiet. So we retconned a little bit in the shopping center, and but like outside of behind the scenes, we kind of figured out what you would have bought in the store. But your character has been with them the whole time. So you're there now. So you would have seen the Rictavio, bumped into Rictavio. Real quick retcon. Is there anything you would have said to him as you're entering into?
No, I didn't really have any dealings with them. It was definitely all
Okay, so then the Watcher brothers, they basically said like they didn't like outsiders, they didn't like orcs, and that he's next on their list of people that they're
jump.
gonna jump and beat.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't. I would have stood up for my man.
What would
Dude,
you
I
have
was
done?
all about gonna fucking fuck them up, but they were getting out of there.
No, I'd have played.
The curfew is coming up. Right?
I'd
There's
have
a
played
curfew in town.
just a little bit of peacekeeper of like, forgive my friend here, as you see from his brutish nature. It's something that we're working on. He's a fellow man of the cloth with me, and he's with me, and I'm trying to teach him the ways.
Interesting. They basically would have said, "Fuck you."
I'm kind of on their side. Fuck you. Breaking
Fuck it,
tables
I
and shit.
I didn't
this
break
is
a table.
this
I
is
didn't
our
say
friend's
table.
home.
Okay, well, fuck
Yep.
you guys.
I
this
said that in the
table.
last session.
This is why we talk about our emotions, right? So that Darren just goes into like full therapy.
So the Watcher brothers have left. They picked up the table. I'll say that like this leg snapped off, but you could tell like it's happened before. So like the guy just kind of like sets it back into place and like nobody bumped the table, and I think everything's gonna be okay.
The next dude who sits at it, it's gonna crumble, and it's gonna be his fault.
I didn't bring out the map, but it's not really worth it. I kind of drew out on a smaller version, kind of what the inside of the inn looks like.
Yeah.
So
It just looked like an inn.
yeah, it just looked like an inn.
No worries.
I had like on like a little work of little tables and some fires.
There's a fireplace.
It doesn't matter.
The secret back rooms.
Exactly right.
So yeah. So you guys are just there with Erwin, and your friend has left. Rotavio has left. Yeah. So what do you guys do? You guys know about possibly a cult in town. You actually, I think, came to the conclusion that maybe it was connected to the Lady Watcher. I think that was your guys' connection. You guys worked together to kind of figure that out.
I think the first thing I would do is definitely talk to Doromir about like, hey, buddy, I understand that like when you get mad, people make you mad, but
When you get mad, people make you mad.
write those
Perfect.
words down.
So right.
You need to remember those. But maybe that's not the best way to take those emotions out.
I want to cut in for a minute. Everybody had chugged a glass of wine when they first entered here. I'm going to do a Constitution saving throw.
I didn't chug nothing.
I think we had already decided that your character did.
I would have
I'm
chugged
pretty sure
nothing.
I rolled for him last time.
Did he pass or fail?
Fail. Or not fail. Pass.
All right. Fine. We'll keep it going. Go ahead and go back into your...
Just going full dad mode of like, hey man, we are already viewed pretty poorly from the people in the town, so let's try to just put on appearances that we're not assholes. We are assholes, right? Like I'm an asshole too, but let's pretend to be nice. Right. That's all I'm saying.
Totally hear that, but those two nothing were not gonna be the way that they were. They had a problem, and nothing I could have said would have changed their mind.
So don't say anything. You know what I mean? That's all.
Maybe
sometimes. All right,
Fuck those two.
And then we go. But I think Darren takes a moment basically to just be like, I'm tired of people yelling at you and me having to defend you.
They had said. So the reason that it started, the curfew was coming, and the bartender said, "Everybody out," basically of the bar.
Yeah.
And those two were like, "No, fuck you. We're staying here and drinking." And so then I threw the chair over, and I was like, "What did you say? Like, get the fuck out! I'm gonna grab you by the scruff of your neck and throw you out this fucking bar."
Yeah.
That's how it started. So I didn't just like pick a fight.
Okay.
They were rowdy.
Okay. Then
I think Erwin would interject a little bit too and be like, they have caused problems since they were born. They run amok at this town, and the Virgin Master's pretty much too much.
I had a feeling.
Let's just keep maybe the property damage down. I don't know.
I'm
Darren's literally just trying to play peacekeeper.
Let me cut in for a second. Okay. So I think Erwin would have cut in for a second and been like, "Yeah, they've been causing their fucktards." Like,
they seem the type to continually cause disruptions. I just am trying to make sure that we don't add to your problems here.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it, but I don't know. If you add 1 to 1,000, it's not really noticeable.
Drop in the bucket.
I appreciate these sentiments for sure. Well, can I get you guys some food? And you guys are staying here tonight, correct?
Absolutely. And I was just about to ask if there was any left over from what your wife cooked up.
Let me run and check. So he kind of scurries off to the kitchen, and he's going to be gone for a minute if there's anything you guys want to say.
I was gonna say, I don't remember. Did my friend tell me where he was staying? Because I think I
He
asked.
said he was staying in town, and he'd find you tomorrow. I
Okay.
believe. If you're watching the last episode and then this episode right away, and that doesn't match up, it's my game. Screw you.
Yeah, good
So,
It's been a lot longer for us in real life.
yeah. So I think he just said, I'm staying on the other side of town. I'll catch up with you tomorrow or something like that. Something along those lines.
Because of curfew, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, curfew's like a big thing. So, is there anything you guys are doing? I see, like, he's probably back out of the kitchen by now, setting out plates on like the bar counter. So there's like a big long bar counter and then a bunch of tables, and I think you guys are probably with him at the bar counter, just like sitting. And he brought out probably like some potato soup.
Yeah.
He's like serving it
Potato
up.
soup.
I think I'd
Potatoes.
just be eating.
I think I'd bring that note back out and I'd start talking to you and be like, do you know of any cults when your time out here
on.
that
Recap for you. They found a note that mentioned like possible sources, and it said like
of
Is this-
power?
like possible sources of power to use or something like that, right? And this is the note you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
It said like infernal, abysmal, fey, and listed off a bunch of like otherworldly powers. That's all it was, like possible sources of power, and then listed off a bunch of different things.
Okay.
And that's like, just so that you know, I know you were here last session, so
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Can I roll a history check to see if there's if I've heard of any cults, or maybe a religion check to see if there's
or possibly
anything-
even like an arcana based on those different divinities.
Yeah.
pick one. Tell me what you want to roll. I'll set the DC, and then I'll set what you get out of it. You get one roll, and you'll get different information basically all based off of what you roll and how good you roll.
I think Darren's main thinking and come through like thought process would be through the religion aspect of like the cult. Is there any kind of religious cults that are trying to take these down?
And then would Donnie be able to give him a help action on this?
Because he does like a cult.
Or even just give myself a guide?
Because
Yeah.
he's also been here for this long, and I know Donnie always has advantage on like history checks and everything. So
Yeah, so here's what we're gonna do. Donnie will give you advantage on this roll, and then he's gonna go to bed. Okay. He's
Yeah.
tired.
I
He
wanna
drank
see.
too much. Just like at Madam David 10. He drank too much. He's got a drinking problem. Canonically now, sorry Josh, Donnie has a drinking problem. So he's gonna give you the help action, and then he's going to bed, and he won't be a mechanical benefit for a while.
All right.
Ooh,
That is going to be a 23.
So you look at the note, and you pull a 23, and
Those dice are
on the
hot.
note there was abysmal, which you would know means demon, like from the abyss. They would be like
Yep.
chaotic demons, right? There was fey. There was devil, which is from like lawful hell. Or it said infernal, but you would know means devil, right? One sec. And then infernal would be devil. And then it said those, and upon further investigation, you see an X through Faye, like an X on like the names are written down, and there's like almost like little square check boxes, and there's an X through Faye. The other two are blank. And you get the sense that if there was a cult going on, you got a 23.
Yeah.
You're just able to base off of this like a lot of cults worship demon and devils, like a lot of cults do. A lot of cults worship undead, but undead is not written on here. And I think on a 23, you're able to like.
I don't remember being taught the names of any cults that.
I would say that. Yeah, you know what? You on a 23, you would know that there is a cult that worships a devil called Azazel. Now your character would know that. Now,
Okay.
tell me, without metagaming,
Yeah.
do you think you know the name of the devil that burned down your village?
I believe so.
Okay.
Or maybe not the name, but I know the face.
Know the face. Okay, that's what I'm asking. Do you think you would have mentioned his name, or you would have asked his name, or do you just know him by looks?
Because I I know my character knows Infernal, and it's because of like the like curse.
Yeah.
Like there was a mental torment period of like the voices in my head where I learned Infernal from. So I don't know if that would have said the name.
I'll let you figure it out on a history check, but that's if you say the name out loud. Right?
Okay.
So we're getting into some metagaming periods. Do you think you would have mentioned this out loud?
Yeah.
So have I said the name of the cult worship?
Not the you said the name of the devil, Azazel.
I don't really have a cult. I didn't think about it. Good job. I think right now, and I reserve the right to retcon it later. We'll call it Azazel's Fist. Is the name of the cult.
Okay.
No, Azazel's Blades.
Okay.
I reserve the right to retcon that whenever I put more work in this. You cut me off guard, you motherfucker.
And then
Totally
another little retcon. When we were at the Burgeon Masters and they were talking about the sigils, did they show us what those sigils looked like?
Because he said he found some sigils around town.
Yeah.
No, because it wasn't on papers. He found them like carved into things and would have like destroyed them to like make sure the cult didn't have any damage. But he found like paintings and stuff like that. So no, I don't think he would have shown them.
But he wouldn't have like drawn like what it looks
Isaac?
like.
No, I don't think Isaac.
Okay.
So Isaac's character? No, I don't. I think he would just been like, no, and like destroyed it in that moment.
Okay.
So yeah, I think upon reading that note, Darren would be like, "Well, I have heard stories of one cult around town. They
No, I'm sorry.
not around
This
town.
is a cult that you would have heard from back in Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. Okay. So, I mean, I guess yeah, it would have been more like okay. I've read some stuff about a cult that worships a devil. A devil. What was his name? Azazel.
You can roll a history check.
Disadvantage.
Or do you have disadvantage?
I still have exhaustion.
Man,
That's how I know we haven't long rested.
I went down from 3 to 1.
I'm so sorry.
You're so close.
Disadvantage.
You're so close.
Disadvantage with my -3.
Oh, I would hold on. I would give you advantage of the roll because you know Infernal and because of your backstory, so you can roll it flat if you want.
All right, so you want me to roll?
Yeah, reroll. I'll let you roll this one.
Can I give him a guidance too?
Sure.
Since in
Well, it
like
doesn't
by
matter
me
against-
saying it,
Yeah, you get guidance.
No matter what, it's under a 10.
Yeah, it doesn't ring any bells.
Actually, the most I could get is a 6.
That's fat.
that's tough.
So you're searching your brain. You're like, man, have I? You're searching your brain. You might have heard the name before in the whispers and stuff like that. So you recognize the name Azazel, but it's not enough to ring anything like personal to you. But I would say you recognize the name Azazel.
Would I know enough to just be to even be like, you know, he's
On a 23, you would know he's a low level pit fiend, and the whole purpose of his cult is to raise him to a higher level of
he's a devil seeking or abyssal.
No, he's the devil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Azazel's a devil.
He's a devil seeking power to like
so
grow.
like there's tiers, like because like the abyss for demons
Hierarchy.
is all chaotic. There's
Yep.
overlords, and then there's just like they're chaotic people, right? And the hells, there's a hierarchy. There's kingdoms. There's fiefdoms, right? So he's a low level like pit fiend, run of the mill devil, and his whole cult is to try to get him to like the next like a lord over something, not necessarily like an archdevil because that's like another level, like something higher than what he is, where he gets like
Do I know
status.
what their motives are to gain that power. Are they
23.
gaining knowledge or are they destroying things?
23, you don't.
What is a barkeep?
Can
do
I
when it
do a
says-
roll?
He's like cleaning up and cooking stuff. He's not really paying attention to you guys.
Can I do a roll on that same thing? Just because I feel like Kalthar would have done more research into them after his life experiences.
Done more research into this cult or all cults?
The hierarchy of demons or devils.
Yeah, go
And,
ahead
like-
and roll me a history check on how.
Disadvantage or flat?
I hate exhaustion too for you guys. I'll give you flat on this one too. I'm being kind.
Well,
to
it's a
help
nat
my
1,
friends.
so that's a -2.
In your research on how the devils work and how their hierarchy works, you can never remember the difference sometimes between a demon and a devil. You get them mixed up. Sometimes when you're talking about demons, you're like, yeah, the demon hierarchy when they're ruling the hells, and people are like, you idiot. The demons come from the abyss and they're just endless and endless, and like you get them mixed up constantly. It's hard for you to kind of keep them focused in your head.
Sorry, I'm not one of these church guys over here. All right.
Look,
As
everything
Donnie's
has
walking up to
order.
bed, he goes, I think you were a church. You are becoming a church guy. And then he like walks up into bed.
You shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Flips you off with his big bunny ears. Like when he goes down, he just like flips you off. Like he's going to bed. Okay.
I think I take that as a moment to then just go into like a little churchy thing about like preaching about the Raven Queen and like this is why it matters for you to pay attention and this, for all the things she's done for the land, right? Like you've got these shitty people, but you know my goddess is trying to do the right things. Yeah, I just kind of take a few minutes to do that.
Just Kalthar reacting.
I think Kalthar would be like, I understand what you're saying, but it seems like this has been a shithole for a long time, and your goddess hasn't done a whole lot about it.
That's
we're here.
because I haven't been here.
Back.
What is Dorman doing all this?
He's fucking pounding him.
Hey, how many people you had?
3.
Only 3 constitution
On
saving throws.
Guidance on the third one though, because I think after the
Guidance
first
on
two, no
the
matter
third
how they
one.
went, I would have either been impressed or
Scared?
Scared.
You said Constitution saving?
Yeah.
oh, a saving throw. Okay, never mind. I couldn't help out.
First one's 21.
Okay, you passed the first one.
Is it nighttime?
19.
I'll give you a bless on the last one.
19.
That one will pass.
What's a bless?
A D4.
D4.
So bless is
So
the
you
saving
passed
throws
the first
attacks.
two?
That
Yeah.
is-
So I'm like at this point, so impressed. I'm like, fucking have another one, bud.
Oh, that's probably where that fucking luck ended, though. 11 plus 5 is 16.
Did you roll the bless?
That was
11 plus 5, 16. I will let, on a 16, I will let you decide if it affects your character or not. Do you think after 3, like just pounding 3 things of wine straight away, how does your character deal with that?
I think it depends, like exterior, like, you know, I guess it depends on what the next thing that's gonna happen.
Are you like getting a little sweaty?
Yeah,
from mostly
mechanically
holding
a
it
little
together.
Mechanically speaking, a 16 is my line where I decide you can fail or not, and because you passed the other 2, I don't know if you have a mechanical disadvantage from anything
Okay.
right now.
Just start slurring my speech a little bit.
Yeah,
I think you're getting
feeling
sweaty.
a little, feel a little sweaty.
Like, face.
Yeah.
Okay. I know sometimes when I get super drunk, I get like quiet and I just sit down and I'm like,
Enjoying the world.
just enjoying the world around me.
Kind of exactly right.
So Erwin, he goes and like locks the door and he goes, I'm heading up to bed. If there's anything you need from me, please call out. You remember where your rooms are from the night before, and I pray you have a good night. Well, as he goes to close the door, Octavio enters back into the bar and he seems like in a rush. He kind of waves to you guys and he's heading up the stairs to go to his room up in the inn too. He says, "Good night, friends. Good night. Good night, friends. Good night, friends." And then he looks at you.
Yeah, I told him I didn't like him, basically. I told him I hate elves.
Yeah.
Because
And
he
goes,
was like, I've never met you before. And I was like, yeah, I don't like you. And he was like, oh, dick, cool.
Yeah. So he just looks at you and he goes, and then keeps walking up the stairs.
Before Erwin walks off, I would ask him, I'm like, has he had a handle on his pet?
He goes, yeah. So upon from what we were able to figure out with what happened about why his child came out, it was them damn Watcher boys. They went and picked the lock and broke it, and they let the tiger. They got drunk. And they let the tiger out just because they knew. Honestly, I don't know how the Virgin Master hasn't arrested them for murder. I brought the evidence to him, and he refuses to look at it, worrying about inquiring the wrath of their mother. But
What was the evidence?
he found a broken lock on them.
Them.
They just held onto it like a memento.
They're not the smartest kids. They're dumb and they're drunk. They broke the lock. They put it in their pocket,
What about the
and we found it. I found it on them.
Why does he have the tiger? Why did they allow him to keep it?
Well, you'd have to ask him about why he has a tiger. He refuses to kind of give me a solid answer about that as well, and about why the bird. I don't know if you can tell, but the Virgin Master's not necessarily in a place of strength around here. He says he rules, but I don't know. I mean, also there's not any really like laws in place about having animals and pets, so there's nothing really that we could like legally he could do about it. And also, Octavio's an outsider with a gigantic tiger. It's a little scary. So,
Can I kind of want to just, I mean, it is a stealth check, but like go up the stairs in such a way that if there's a conversation behind a door, it's not going to be cut off by the sound of like footsteps.
I had an idea also to get into the room.
to whose room?
Octavio's.
His room.
As he's in there sleeping.
Is he
He's sleeping? He was in a
As
rush
as
getting in
he's
there.
in there. I guess
Yeah,
you could say.
I think
You guys don't know. He's upstairs. You're downstairs. I guess you don't
that's
know.
why
what
I'm
he-
wanting to sneak upstairs.
What's your?
You wanna-
Do
what's
you guys
your
want to
plan?
discuss about this?
Yeah.
Maybe we talk about it. I'll be like, that motherfucker's got something going on. I want to check it out.
So I think you would know because we're in the same religion. As a grave cleric, I have disguise self just equipped, and I can
Okay.
have a free use of it.
Okay.
I could transform into one of the Watcher brothers and like sneak into the room and start talking to him about like something, or I don't know, like turn into somebody and go try and get into the room and have a conversation with them. But
Yeah. If you wanted backup, not that you necessarily need it, but
Just a slight retcon or like information from last time. When we walked in, the first thing he asked me was, "Where was our elf friend?" And I said, I didn't say he was dead. I just said he's not around.
it's true. And Rictavio and I
And
Caleb are
Caleb
kind of
and
friends.
Rictavio had a pretty strong bond.
so yeah, maybe I disguise self into Caleb.
You totally could.
This feels so wrong to do.
I give you my full consent if that's the
Oh
route you want to
my
go. I was gonna say if you were
God.
gonna go the way of the brother, I was like maybe
I
we
don't
like.
know if I've ever shown you. This is what Octavio looks like.
I have not seen him. Is he
Is
dragging?
he old as fuck?
Yeah.
I thought he was like a
Wow.
midget elf.
I thought he was like.
I never said that. Not once.
I don't know why I kind of pictured he looked like Cody a little bit with like knife ears. Just
That's
kinda
what,
how I
yeah, that's what I think I would look like when I get that.
Under
look.
90s.
I think he looks
Kind of looks like the old guy from Atlantis.
I was gonna say
looks
he
like
looks
the
like
dad from Avatar.
Jim Carrey's A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
he
yep.
totally does.
Didn't you say he was like really small?
I don't remember hearing that.
Well, I mean, it just doesn't say a height. Fuck it, he's like 5 feet. Fuck it.
I don't know where I got that. He
Yeah,
was like
I
a
wanna know what
happened to an
little
old
person.
man.
Darren is especially short for a man. He's like 5'6".
He's
So-
taller than you.
For him to be taller than this guy is like,
No,
Maybe we don't need to go all crazy on this dude. I thought he was like kind of I don't know. I had a complete different picture of him in my mind, and now that I'm seeing him, I'm like maybe we don't need to like try to fuck with him too hard. Like listen in.
See the artwork completely changed your opinion.
I thought he was a midget the whole time.
Well, I told you like a shady character.
This is why I should show you guys.
Yeah, but like he's like an old fucking man. He's probably like
I did not think he was old.
yeah. I don't
So
know.
old is kind of a whoa.
Yeah, kind of a shock to me. I'm thinking because you know the dad of the crippled boy in Atlantis, you know, or in Avatar, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Where-
yeah.
They like the inventor dude.
Yeah.
That's what he's totally like making me think of.
He's got a bit of yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to like roll up on him and like.
No, I don't think
Just
any of
smoke.
the plans or ideas should change.
I don't
We
either.
just-
I want to get information, but I don't know. I'm gonna hold off on the Caleb thing. But I'm gonna just
That's a backup,
I think that's something we keep in mind.
dude. Fuck it, fucking disguise self as Strahd and go knock on his door and be like, "What's up?" See
I
how
would
he
just-
fucking
I
plays.
would just like I'd have to double up invisibility into that and then like climb in through his window and then de-invisibility at the same time I disguise self because Strahd would just fucking show up like that.
That's true. I was gonna say if you had a window, I'd like boost you to the window and you can like knock on the window and look like you're levitating.
That would be. I would get in so much trouble from Strahd for doing that. I don't want to do that.
Or maybe even like, damn, that was based.
Yeah, fair.
I don't know. I just think for the first thing, I want to sneak up and just see if he's like tinkering or like doing just like maybe listen to the door.
And then if we hear anything, then maybe
then we go. Yeah. So do you want to roll stealth checks?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
you and me stealth.
All right. Oh, nat 20.
Hell yeah, I'm
That's
giving
a
myself
fucking
a
nat,
guidance.
baby.
Ooh, 18 plus 4 plus 2, 24.
24, baby.
You got a nat 20.
Nat 20
You
on
got
the
24.
stealth.
Okay. So,
And I have a passive perception of 21
I'm
and a
going to
passive
be that
insight
DM
of
for a
18.
second and say I did not ask for a roll. You guys
Oh,
chose for
fair.
stealth
Right.
rolls.
Yep.
But we can go with it. It's fine. You guys are doing what?
We wanted to
Explain
sneak
exactly
up.
what you have heard a thousand.
Yeah.
I've heard
We
a
were
thousand.
stealthing up.
Stealthing
So you're
up
not
to
doing
his
this guy's
door.
stealth. You're not doing
Right.
anything.
Not
To
yet.
his door, we just wanted to stealth it, like up and like kind of listen and see if there's anything fucky that we maybe potentially want to
Are
explore.
you going with them or are you staying? what are you
I'm
doing?
staying downstairs.
Okay.
If he's just
I think
sleeping,
maybe I'm having that conversation with the innkeeper while they're doing this.
Okay. Okay. So you guys sneak up
No, I'm a cleric, not a rogue.
on a nat 20 and over a dirty 20, right? You said like a 24 or something.
24.
Silent as night. The night mother, almost as if like she's shouting you in darkness herself. You feel the comfort of gigantic wings cover you as you guys glide up the stairs as if you were shadows. And you come across this door, and there is candlelight coming from the bottom. Now it is. I think I just said curfew just started, right?
yeah.
And I had already mentioned that curfew was at 9, right? So
8, I believe.
did I say 8?
I believe
Maybe
you
it
said
was like
8.
an hour till curfew at 8. Like
I think that's what it was.
Okay.
Let's make it 9. It's 9 o'clock at night. Or whatever the Barovian equivalent is to 9 o'clock at night, right? Probably. And he's still got his candlelight on, but he's not really making any audible sounds.
Nothing. No tinkering. No
I mean,
ruckus.
you guys haven't rolled perception checks, so roll perception checks. The stealth check means you got there. It doesn't mean that you get to know what's going on.
Can I give you a guidance?
Fuck yeah, I don't need it, dude. I got a 21.
Oh, you could get a 25 though. Go for a guidance.
Okay.
It's free, dude.
Guidance is D4.
Yeah.
I was wanting you to have one, so we.
I feel cheesy guidancing myself.
Perfect.
I feel like I should be guidancing my friend.
18 plus 6, so 24.
How did you get?
He gave me guidance.
That's only a D4. You have plus 6 from it.
No, I had 15. My plus 2 perception is 6, so I had 18. So 15 D20, 3 on guidance.
Okay.
18
That
plus
makes.
6.
I thought you meant like the
Yeah.
plus 6 was from the guidance. I was like, that doesn't make.
Yeah,
me...
24.
Okay,
And then
24.
I rolled 16. 14.
That's shit, brother.
I rolled a 3.
If I get above a 10, I'm like, my dick's hard. I'm like, yeah.
Wow, that was very aggressive from you. Okay.
This is a table full of men.
Right?
None of them.
My
Anyway,
shape.
What am I perceptioning?
on a 14, you're not really able to. You press your ear against the door, and you can't pick up anything audible. But you pick up.
I'm pretending this
On a
is
24?
what I'm hearing, dude. It's good. The little whispers of.
You hear like scratching on paper. On a 24, like he's writing.
Is it frantic or just
No,
like?
he's just writing. He's just writing, and he mentions something about like, where is she? You can hear him mumbling like, where is she? Cannot find it. Where is she? And then he goes quiet after that. He doesn't say too much more.
If we talked, could we like talk without him like hearing it? You think?
Roll another stealth check.
I wouldn't want to. I'd just
Yeah,
draw hand
hand
signals.
Okay. You want like go to our room and talk about it? Okay, cool. So we'll go to our room.
Okay, roll me another stealth check.
Can my nat 20 still apply?
No.
We don't get like a little advantage from the nat 20?
No.
Well, then guidance.
Me?
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. Fucking love your guidance, David.
10.
Plus 5 is 14.
14 and a 10. You hear him writing and mumbling like something along the lines of like, I can't find her. Where is she? And then you go to step away, and as you turn around, you step on the wood, and the wood from the top of it creaks a little bit, and then you hear all silence. And the light goes out. He snuffs the candle, and then it's completely quiet in his room from there.
I think we just go in our room like normal,
Yeah.
right? Like we just kind of open the door. Don't be quiet about
Kind of
it.
got what we were
Trying to make it seem
What I'll
like
say was that on a, what did you get?
14.
And what'd you get?
10.
On a 10, when you turned around, your heel bumped his door. That's what the sound was. So like the sound came from like his door. It wasn't like just like stepping past his room.
Okay.
On a 10, it was obvious that somebody was outside his room to him. Right?
That's good. Welcome. Okay,
Because
so now we're in a room, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I heard. Like, dude was writing something down, and he was saying, "Where is she?" And I don't know many she's.
but I know one. And I didn't like how fast he turned his light out
Yeah.
as soon as he heard noise.
Hmm.
All right, well, maybe we'll check on him in the morning. Do we want to check on him overnight?
I was thinking about it. Think about it.
You thinking about like spying on him overnight?
Well, like trying to get into his room somehow, trying to see whatever he was writing.
Yeah.
I can give you invisibility and a guidance.
What would it be potentially to get into a door without thieves' tools?
So with these tools, for this door, I would say would be a 20. So without it would be 25.
What about the window?
This is a
Just
second
on the
floor.
Second floor, so it'd be a couple athletics checks to see if you can get up there while also being quiet and then getting in. But the window itself isn't probably locked, so getting in the window is not the problem. It's getting up there and then getting up there quietly. So whatever decisions you want to make. Is what with him? You guys are walking back to your room. You're talking in your room.
I think we end up just deciding to sleep it off, and we'll come at it in the morning with a new approach. I don't think we are gonna do
Break
anything
in.
outward.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys go to the room. You're downstairs talking to the innkeeper still.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think at this point, I'm just, talking to him, being like, you're one of our only friends. Your family is like one of the only people we can trust in these lands. We're very thankful for everything that you have done. And I hope that we can give back to you in the future.
Calathar, my friend. And he like nods. He goes, saving my family's home from the druids and bringing us our wine and our source of income. You've already done so much. There's been thousands, tens of thousands, maybe even millions of adventurers and heroes that have come to Barovia, and they're all dead. You have done more for the people of this land in the week or so that you've been here than most of them have done combined. For that I thank you. And as he bows and thanks you, you hear a little knock on the front door of the inn.
How much light is there?
He hasn't turned off any of the fires.
Okay.
When you walked in, remember there's like the 2 big fires and like the 3 small fire pits spread out across,
Candles, probably.
and then some candles on like each. He hasn't turned out any of the fires yet.
Okay.
So it's still pretty. I would say pretty brightly lit.
Okay.
It's illuminated.
It's illuminated in there. There's not like darkness. There's a knock at the front of the door. The innkeeper looks at you, Calathar, and goes, "Knock." And he looks down at his son. How would sundial work inside? He's got one of those cool candle things that flickers and burns down at certain things. It's like it tells time by how much is burnt down, right? And I don't know if that's real or not, but it is now.
It is.
He goes, "It's past curfew. Who would be knocking at the door at this time?" And you can tell he's just getting like a little.
Would we have heard that
You guys are
upstairs?
upstairs in your room? Probably not.
I got really high perception.
Does he seem like
Roll good enough perception.
distressed by this knock?
He seems perplexed. It's past curfew. Like nobody should be knocking. So he's like, he's not. He's a little at unease from the knock.
I think seeing like just a little bit of uneasement, I would kind of yell out towards the door. The curfew is in place. Go home and come back tomorrow.
What did you guys roll?
17.
11.
So you don't hear the knock, but on a 17, I would say that you could hear Calathar say that.
Okay.
So curfew's in place, go home. And
I
then
think
Calathar, you hear through the
Just
door.
look at each other.
You hear through the
Get
door.
alert. I don't think I'd walk down yet, but I'd be alert.
You hear through the door.
Maybe I'd go up and like open the door. Just kind of stand at the doorway with the door
I'll, like
open.
listen.
A meek voice, not a weak, meek. A meek voice kind of go, I know curfew's in place. I heard that maybe I heard rumors that Darren is back in town. Is that true? If he is, I would love to speak to him. Darren's please let me in. It's Father Lucian. Please let me in. And then Erwin goes, oh, Father Lucian? And then runs up to the door and opens the door and goes, Father, come on in. Father, come on in. And this old cloaked, he's dressed in the same clothing that the priest Donovich was out, the same type. But instead of being like dark and distressed clothing, he's wearing the same type of attire, but his is like bright. He's got like a sun on his. Even without a roll, I think you're able to place like, oh, that's
The Morning Lord.
The Morning Lord. Yeah. So what are you doing now? As he like walks in, and then Erwin slowly and quietly like shuts the door behind the priest as the priest comes in. You've heard him say, "Go home." That's what you heard. That was it.
I think I would have just walked to the door. I think we were kind of saying, we like looked at each other, had like a and then I would have walked to the door and like opened it and listened for more before I decided to come down at all.
What's your passive perception?
21.
I would say that's good enough for you to hear like, oh, thank you. So is it true? Is the rumors that Darren is back in town? Is that true?
Okay.
And Erwin goes, yes, but why do you need Erwin? And they're kind of like whispering back and forth. Are you saying anything to this? As this guy's asking for? Would you call him a friend at this point?
I am cautious of him not being as he appears.
Okay.
Maybe doing a history check on like the warding that is on the inn that he was talking about last time we were here, and like trying to remember like what kind of warding it was.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a history check.
Well, that's gonna be a 4.
You're at unease. You know that you know that there's warning on here. The innkeeper seems okay with him being in here, but you're a little out on you don't trust this.
And like when the innkeeper opened the door, he invited him in.
Yes.
So I think I'm standing closely but alert.
Closely but alert. Okay. And so Erwin's gonna be telling the priest to be like, man, he's already gone off to bed. I hate to wake one of my customers up in the middle of a slumber. Him and his orc friend have already traveled up to bed, and he's gonna go, orc friend is he worship the Raven Queen as well? And he goes, from what I understand, he's from what I understand, they share the same religion. What are your guys' alignments?
Like lawful good, lawful neutral.
Chaotic good.
Chaotic good.
Neutral good, I think.
I'm like lawful good, like top.
Lawful good.
Lawful neutral.
Lawful neutral. Okay.
Or I couldn't remember if it was chaotic good or chaotic neutral, but it was one.
How do you check that? What is that in?
You go to your alignments.
Background.
Background.
Yeah, lawful good.
Lawful good.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, okay, I understand waking him, but this is not the most important. Can we make a decision? You're able to hear this conversation happening. So you're still up on the top of the stairs hidden by your
Yeah. I'm also in the same boat as Calathar of like, okay, I'm kind of hearing this, but who is this person really? And I don't know if I trust.
So your character does have...
Like, we were literally just talking about me disguising myself to fool somebody else, and so I'm very immediately suspicious of this person showing up after curfew.
So on one of our behind-the-scenes things, you have talked to Father Lucian before. You've been to his church. Remember, you asked him a couple questions, and I don't really remember what was said, but you didn't get a lot out of him, but he basically said, yes, I worship. Yes, like the Raven Queen is...
Right. I remember some way. I was looking for my notes on it, and I can't find my notes on the
So
conversation.
you do have a little bit of... You talked to him before last time you were in
Yes.
Balaki.
Right. It's mainly the same thing of, do I really trust that this is who he says he is? But I think at the very least I will probably head down.
What are you doing?
I think I'll like point to you and I'll say what's going on. Like, Father Lucian's down there from the Morning Lord. I spoke with him previously. I had some questions. He didn't have a lot of answers, but I don't know if it's truly him down there, and it's very suspicious him showing up here after curfew. But it sounds like he's asking for me.
You want backup?
Yeah, not that I don't trust Calathar, but if all three of us are there.
Sure.
Okay, one sec.
And I'll say I heard him talking about you too.
Bet.
And I think
Who's the man think he is?
while they're discussing, I would kind of ask them, like, what would be so urgent that you need to be here now?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And you are my good sir. I'm not to be rude, but this is personal information. I can't just give it to you. May I ask your name, sir?
You could say I'm his protector.
You're a friend of his. I require aid, and I think that only Darren and his friends, but I need Darren's help in this aid that I need. Give me one sec. Yeah, so that's what he says to you. He goes, I need aid in a religious sort of sense, and he's the only other he's the only other clergy around that I think could possibly aid me. And apparently he's got another friend who's a church member as well.
Does the Morning Lord not answer to you?
He laughs a little bit. He goes, "Oh, my friend, it's not often that the gods answer us.
I'm not even a follower, and he speaks to me.
We've spoken to the moon."
I think that's when we come down.
Walk on.
Darren, it is true. You are back in town.
Lucian.
Oh, you hang out in the presence of. Doesn't matter if you worship the Raven Queen, you're the Mother Night. You're a friend of mine. I suppose I'm Father Lucian. I'm Father Lucian. At your service. Darren.
I heard you were asking for me. I heard from upstairs. Quite a lot of commotion happening down here.
Dude, I gotta cast something. Can I cast Magic Awareness?
Read it to me.
As an action, you open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn what school of magic it belongs to.
You can sense spells.
Yeah.
You cast it.
Fucking sick. Let me see. I know you just read it, but
Check it out, dude.
it's so sick, dude. What is that from?
Do you agree that that's how that works?
Yeah,
It
but
must be
what
one
is
of the new palette. I bet it's a 2024
No,
palette.
I don't think so. It's just the wild magic.
the Barbarian? That's fucking
Yeah.
sick. I was like, I haven't heard that. I haven't played a Wild Magic Barbarian.
Okay,
That's so cool.
you cast it.
I think of it as like the ping.
He's under the protection. He's cast protection of good and evil on himself.
This pussy.
So,
That's it. No disguise self, nothing like that.
Nope.
Okay, cool. I'm like, he's cool.
so like he cast it on himself, and you're able to deduce probably if he was running around the town after curfew in the middle of the night, he probably was like, I'm gonna give myself a little extra
Something,
protection
yeah.
as I go through town.
I definitely would have been doing my undead ping like all through the day in the city and whatnot.
That is a lot of retconning.
Is there any way I could just get like,
How many do you have?
I get 5 and
Damn.
I used 1 on the road here. And I definitely would have tried to
Maybe-
use the other.
Would you have used one when you were with the men in the mist?
Yeah.
Probably.
And describe to me again how we said that like
It's
within
very
the 60
similar.
feet you get a ping of where they are if they're not behind total cover.
Yeah, I'll
But
get, like,
past
the-
that you get kind of like general areas.
Yeah.
That encounter with the wolves pinged behind you from what you assume is the direction of Ravenloft. Undead from there.
Yeah.
I would say that there was probably one within 60 feet in the woods. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when we got into Velaki, once we started talking to the Burgeon Master and Isaac, I would have done one more. Just like basically each time I'm in like a new setting speaking to people, I'm
Okay,
kind
so when
of
you guys got stopped at the gates by the guards. Would you have done one there?
no,
Okay.
not at the gate.
So then you got taken to the Burgeon Master's house. Would you have done one there?
Yeah,
You pinged nothing.
Okay.
And then you went to the inn.
and then I probably would have done one when we first got to the inn. Maybe not when we first got to the inn. I think maybe when we saw Rictavio and that whole, it's a little retcon now.
That's when we walked in the inn. Like he was walking out when we were walking in.
Well, no, I was thinking this latest time when he came back and we went upstairs.
The brothers
But
were gone.
I should have said that in the moment, and I didn't say that.
I'll
in the
let you
moment.
do that one.
Okay.
If you want to do that one.
When we were upstairs listening, I would have undead pinged.
Nothing.
So then I have one more left. I'm not going to use it right now because I think your spell kind of it doubles as that a little bit.
Kind of helps a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, now I don't feel as afraid of him. That's good. It put me
Yeah.
in a weird ease.
Yeah, I do
um,
think that does make it better.
Yeah.
You would know that it wouldn't. Why would a vampire cast
Protection of good and evil.
Exactly,
on
yeah.
himself? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? It doesn't
Yeah.
seem like a thing.
I was looking for disguise self or scry, and I'm not sensing either.
Yep. So I think, what is this mystery you have for us, Father Lucian? I think I don't want to speak for both of my friends here, but I'll do what I can
Your
to help
friends are to
you.
be trusted. And then he looks. You notice with your super high passive perception that he side eyes both of them.
I
What's your
trust these
passive
men.
insight?
18.
On your passive insight, he's not a member of the church and he's an orc. He doesn't necessarily trust both of them 100%.
I trust both of these men with my life.
That
These
goes a long way
men
with
show the
either of
goodness in all of us. I have one man who was a man and has been horribly turned into the being you see before you. Though he may not follow a god or your clergy, he has proven more than well enough to protect me and my kind.
Okay. I meant disrespect. You must understand.
And this beautiful man, I will have no speaking ill of those big tusks and those gnarled
So because you're half
eyebrows.
orc, most orcs tusks go like here. Yours are probably like this overgrown like canine teeth that poke up. You know what I'm saying?
fucking
I think like to me they're huge, but yeah, to him they're like.
Like, yeah, you're like really proud of them, but if you're to stand by like a real orc, they'd be like,
Like, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah.
like, oh my God. Like to a human, you look like an orc.
That is
But to an orc, they're like, this is a human.
Yeah.
This is like a
Yeah.
half-breed motherfucker.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I wonder who was who in my parents.
This small
That would be
dick.
up to you to tell.
I just go on like a little bit of like, look, you know, this guy represents the clergy, but he may not be human. This man was a human, but he doesn't represent the clergy. But like together, we
We
all
make one
make the world better,
fact.
and it takes all of us to do it. Just to, you know, give him a little speech. Can I do like a persuasion or a religion check or anything to change his worldviews?
Roll me a persuasion check.
We're trying to bring a little inclusiveness into this world. How about a nat one?
Remember, you have inspiration.
Is that worth
I was
it though?
gonna say like maybe I could give him the help action with almost like intimidation, like standing behind him. Like how is he
That
gonna
would
say
give him
no?
disadvantage.
Oh, you motherfucker. I'm not going to use my heroic.
So
That one?
you go through the speech, and he goes, "Of course. Anybody who serves, anybody a friend of yours, I will accept 100%." You're getting the sense he's saying this, but if he had the option, they would not be allowed inside of his church.
That's right.
Right?
You know, I'm trying, man. I can't change the world.
Yeah.
This man likes to wear white cloaks. I can tell.
He has white on. No, we're not doing this on camera.
He's
We're
got a
not making
couple
fun of
months.
any real world religions on camera, okay? Even if they're Mormon, we're not doing it, okay? Back in.
I was saying more KKK, but you know, whatever.
Scientology is cool, right?
Absolutely, that's not a
Okay,
real
okay.
religion.
Well, we
I said
can get.
a real religion in the real world, okay?
They're
Scientology-
gonna get us actually fucking murdered.
That's fine. I'd die for my beliefs. Let's
Me
do
too.
it. All right, back in.
Alright.
All right. Yes, of course, yes. But I do require some assistance, and I know I only met you a couple of days ago, but which is insane. That it's only been a couple of days in the whole time that he met you. I know we only met a couple of days ago, but you're the only other person I think of to ask for help. At my church, at St. Andrew's, we have enjoyed peace within the walls of my church for a decade or two now. We have had some holy relics, you could say. Some old holy relics from Saint Andal himself that we were able to use within the bosom of our church to protect it. And they're missing. And I'm scared that I found them missing today. I don't know what that means for the future of my church. I do know that if it gets out, it will cause mayhem and chaos. Everybody, even the Virgin Master, knows that the church is a haven that people can retreat to and be protected. And we haven't had anything evil step within the walls of our church for a very long time. And the bones are gone. And the bone, we must find them. I'm nervous for the safety and the sanity of the Locky.
Whose bones? Himself.
Can I roll an insight and see if this is related to anything that Madame Ava said?
That was exactly what I was trying to think of as well.
Yeah.
Can I also do an insight?
Sure.
See if there's any correlation.
Now I have to remember what Madame Ava said.
Miser, merchant, priest, Don John, and Raven.
Oh, from the cards.
Yeah.
Let me look.
See if that has any correlation.
That was my thoughts exactly. Is it okay to roll? I rolled without you telling me.
What are you guys rolling?
Insight.
I already said you could roll insights.
Okay. Well, that sucks. I was really hoping you say that you didn't tell me to roll.
Because it was shit.
Because it was in that one.
Dude, you and your damn ones. Might not work better.
What'd you
2
get?
in a row.
It's
That's
not a
rough.
-2.
What'd you
That's
get
fair.
on
Insight.
an insight? You're not able to pick.
Turns into a 9, actually.
Can I do a religion?
Your characters aren't even thinking about Madame Eva at this point.
Alright.
Can I do a religion?
Sure. For not a
'Cause
church
he
guy,
says-
a lot of religion checks.
He said relics, and then he was talking about the bones.
I think you're just able to piece together that by the relics he meant the bones.
But I guess I want to do a religion check on like bones and being religious artifacts.
Like if you would know anything about what kind of magical effects, warding
Yeah,
effects they
sure.
might
Or
have.
who might want to steal those.
Ooh, that's a 12.
Ooh, that's the best thing you've rolled all day.
You've heard stories about like really like fervent saints, becoming like just like in Catholicism, like being raised to sainthood has like made them like holy, and you've heard stories of power from pieces of their clothing, pieces of their bones. Like this isn't on a 12. You're not able to piece together anything really that they could be doing, but you know that it's possible for
The bones to
something like
be
that.
a
Magic item or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Was there any symbolry left over? Was there any clues of who would have done this?
He goes, I have my suspicions, and I have my suspicions on who it could be, but I don't want to just accuse somebody without proof. But and I was gonna go ask him myself, but quite frankly, I'm this is where I need your help. Quite frankly, I'm a little bit older in age, and I'm afraid of the person who I suspect. Yes.
Shit, let's do it tonight.
And who do you
Fucking
think
lead
it
on.
is?
Millie Bush. I think it was Millie Bush. You can go ahead and do me a history check on that.
Where is this man?
He,
Holy crap! 7.
Can I give him a help action?
So you ask, where is this man? He goes, well, he works at the church for me. He's like he takes care of he's like a gardener. Church. He keeps up the flowers and whatnot to keep a lively appearance on. He helps me. He's like a groundskeeper. He helps me.
Why do you suspect him?
and he
Well, don't we all? And
Right.
me, like the almost pacifist, just kind of looks at my friends. Don't we
Oh,
all?
we all.
um,
I love you.
yes, but that boy would do anything.
It's a matter of urgency, huh?
I don't know what it means for the church. I have not been a priest at the church without the bones. From what I understand, the bones were there before my father's time as priest at the church. I don't know what would happen. I don't know what it means for the church.
Do you know where he's at now?
I'm assuming he has a room. I believe if he's at home following the curfew, he's probably he's either sleeping in his room at the church or he's at home with his younger siblings and his mother.
You just go with him.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can escort him back to the church, and if he's there, we can talk to him.
Yeah.
And if he's not there, then maybe on the way back we'll talk about it then. But
Well, I guess my first question would be, how do you plan on getting home? It's past curfew. You can't.
he needs an escort.
I made it here. Don't you worry about this fella, man. I know this town like the back of my. Oh, that's new. Like the back of my hand.
And would your expertise be able to bring us with you back there, or is this something we need to plan for in the morning? I'm not gonna lie, it does worry me a little to leave
Kind of a
this
matter of urgency in my
overnight.
mind.
I could get you back to the church, I believe, with no problem. So mechanically speaking, I think if you were to go back with him to the church, he'd be able to give you guys advantage on stealth checks to get to the church. He would have no mechanical benefit if you were to go chase down the kid's house because he wouldn't know like, the best way to his house.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
So he's like, I think I can get you to the church tonight. Maybe just the presence of 2-3 strong, powerful men at the church could just keep it safe overnight, and then we can investigate in the morning. Or I know the general direction to his house if he's not there. We can go hunt him down and try to figure him out as well.
Well, if he was to steal the bones, it wouldn't make sense that he would keep them at the church.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I
we
doubt
could,
he would be there.
but
Maybe look at
taking
his
the
quarters.
bones away from the church is what's going to make the church vulnerable,
Right.
potentially. So I think if we're there to protect it, maybe we can defend it from whatever harm may be coming.
Yeah. Okay. So to the church. To the church. You in or you out?
I suppose I'm in.
It's either church or the kid's house, and I don't want to try and push
You guys don't have to go
people.
tonight either. You guys could just stay at the inn.
I think we have to go tonight.
I would be out. I'd go.
I think we just need to determine which.
Yeah. If we're going to his house, I'd rather do it in the day. If we're going to the church, I'd rather do it.
Who has strong feelings about which way to go?
Nobody.
Nope.
Okay.
Hey, this is kind of your deal. I'll be honest.
I know
with
our
you.
time
He
is
came to
limited,
you, so I'm willing to follow you. You gotta make the plan.
Right? Like this is this our only night in Vlaki, or do we have one more?
You have one more night
Okay.
after this.
Okay.
So you have one more night. You have an entire day and one more night before you need to leave to make it to dinner at the castle.
Let's go to the church and protect it overnight, and then we'll investigate the kid's house or whatever
Next
in the
day.
morning.
Cool. We can also check his quarters while we're there and see
Yeah.
if there's anything like
Yeah.
a clue.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
We'll go check the site.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm gonna do Cody's favorite thing.
What?
Jerk off.
What do you?
Nothing.
Nice. It is mine. Hold on.
Making sure we're
Yep.
all on board.
Okay, so everybody's head.
me to church. I'll worship right dawn. All right, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You got
Um,
David. Karaoke.
So you guys decided to go to the church with him. Okay.
Yes.
So let me pull up the map. You guys are at there, and then where is that? That's unfortunate to what's about to happen. Where is it?
We are kind of breaking the law, though.
I'm gonna give myself guidance every action.
You're gonna give yourself guidance.
Is that okay?
You all have to make stealth checks.
What's everybody's stealth?
+3 with
+5.
disadvantage.
Yeah, I have +2.
Okay.
So even with
But
the
he's giving us
disadvantage.
advantage.
So I roll flat.
0 flat.
Okay. So he takes you through the neighborhood, and you guys are heading due west.
I'll give Calathar the guidance instead of myself.
You kind of remember where the church is, and it's closer to the west gate, heading back towards like Kresik area.
Okay.
Excuse me. So I will say that it is 3 stealth checks.
Okay.
Mm.
3 stealth checks.
All right.
So everybody go ahead, and he's able to give advantage to everybody at the party
Okay.
because you guys are heading to the church. So he knows like the best path to get to the church. So
Not good. God damn it.
Dirty 20.
15.
11.
11.
A 9 and a 5.
Okay, your next stealth check, please. Wait, what would you guys get in the last 2?
Dirty 20.
This one's cocked, I believe.
That was super cocked. Let me see.
The
Cock.
Is that cock? That's cock.
Cock.
That's cocked.
No, was it different?
Nat 1.
Nat 1.
Which is still an
I'm
8.
taking the averages, by the way. We're doing group averages.
Ooh, there we go.
I got a
That's what
10.
My Nat 1 is still an 8, though.
I rolled 2 8s.
It's a crit. We do crits.
Yep.
24.
24.
10. It's like a 12 average. 11 average.
It's not like great.
Okay. Next one.
Terrible. God damn it. 14.
15.
17.
Nice.
Okay.
Fucking
14.
catched up.
17.
I don't know how you guys did it. You passed all of them.
Nice.
Good job, guys. I really thought that I was going to get you on the one with the nat 1, but I didn't get it.
Nice.
I'll be 100% honest. Above table, I didn't get a high enough roll for what I wanted to happen. So I'm trying to be fair and roll against your guys' stealth, you know. Woo.
You gonna ping?
Yeah, I'm gonna ping when we get to the when we get up to the church. We're still outside of the church, but within 60 feet of the church, I want to ping.
Like 60 feet to church, so you have like 60 feet behind you
Exactly.
as well.
You ping. There's one ping, but it's behind you.
Where behind me?
So here's the church. I'll say 60 feet is basically like this building here.
Okay.
Your ping probably came off from like over here, somewhere like on like by this crossroads.
Same side of the street as me, or
Other side of the street.
across the street?
You can roll me a perception check with it too.
Fuck. Finally, 28.
You look over. You see a hooded figure, like hiding in the shadows, watching you, and he notices you notice him, and he slinks off into the distance and just.
Can I say, as I turned and felt it, can I have strung a bow?
I was gonna
Done the light cantrip and shot the bow as I turned to get like an even better look at his face? That's asking a lot, and I understand that the answer is no. What?
sleight of hand. Really good sleight of hand.
Luck check.
Hold on.
Is Donnie not with us? He went to bed. You said right.
You guys left him in bed at the inn.
Yeah, perfect. That's where he should be.
Yeah.
Fuck, okay. I was gonna say because he has that hex or whatever where he can like basically target somebody
So
and
you
like no
want
track
to, in the
goes.
time of noticing him, spin around, pull
'Cause,
an
like,
arrow,
I
cast light,
I feel
fire
it.
it.
I feel it, right? And so in my mind, what I'm thinking is
Hawkeye that shit.
just, yeah, kind of, and then turn and shoot it where I, because,
Do you want to roll an emphasis roll in this?
Mm.
Would that
Sure.
fit this one?
yeah.
I'm trying to think. Go ahead and roll me an emphasis roll.
Okay.
We're stealing this from Dimension 20. No, we're stealing this from
Worlds Beyond Number.
World's Beyond Number.
He just had another freaking one with another crazy mechanic that I can't even remember now. But
He's
I just
so
am
good.
always impressed by his crap.
So good.
All right. Furthest away from 10.
Furthest away from 10.
Give me a 20.
I got a 7. And a 7. Oh.
That's a reroll, dude.
I think we've done it before where
Yeah.
we got the same number we rolled.
Okay,
I think
okay,
we did. I
okay.
think we did. Hold on. Grab the box to do.
Yeah.
That's crazy
There we go.
shit though.
That is kind of wild. All right. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go these 2 dice this time.
Where's the box of doom?
It should be in there. The other
It's on
side
the-
is normally close. Like I keep all the stuff pushed off to that
Doom
side.
broom.
Doom, bro.
All right. This one work? Oh, we're going to try this one first. 6.
Give me 20. It's happening.
Come on, it's just
Took
gotta
up that
be
6.
over a fucking 14. 17!
Nice.
All right.
Nicely done.
I'm gonna say like the ping almost goes off automatically. It's not even like a conscious effort of you to like something's off. You the hair of the back of your neck stands up a little bit, and you subconsciously send out this sense that the Raven Queen has given you, and it bristles behind you, and it's strong. It's close. You slowly pull an arrow out, sling off your bow, casually as you're walking. You're making it look casual, like you kind of like, oh my neck's a little sore from carrying it on. You take it off, you kind of like grab an arrow. You flip around real fast, fire this light, and you see the pale face of a half elf risk himself, his hood around his face, and then disappear off into the night into the shadows.
Now, on that
Yeah,
brief
we're all geared
moment
up.
of
My
the
axe is
light,
fucking. What are we
So
doing?
as you shoot this off, you send off this light, and the priest looks at you and goes, "What are you doing? Curfew! What are you doing? You just announced exactly where we are. This gigantic glow of light in this dark, desolate town."
But it's
flats.
fucking over there. The light's over there.
You don't think light on your arrow
It
would...
straight. It struck. They could follow it back if somebody was paying enough attention.
would you
They
say
gotta be
it's
paying
like a
enough attention.
tracer arrow?
kind of like dim light while that arrow's flying?
Sure.
So would I get a better view of the elf with my eagle vision?
Read me your eagle vision. You didn't notice him though. Did you roll a perception? You roll me a perception
If
check.
he's like doing the whole bow thing, and then like I'm just turning my head and watching.
Read me eagle view. Read it to me because I don't know if it
I'm
would
trying to
work
figure
in this
out where it
situation. Because
is.
you would have to be able to realize what he's doing because he did his thing
so
fast.
quick. Yeah.
You have to realize what he's doing and look over before the half elf like flipped his hood around and like just like almost seemingly like.
I want to
You
say like yeah, I would have said something, but I don't know if I realistically
Not-
would have been able.
You can
to.
see up to 1 mile away with no difficulty, and dim light doesn't impose disadvantage on your perception checks.
So it's basically as if he's right next to him. This
I need you to roll me a perception check on if you can catch what he's doing in time, and that is why. That's what
Okay.
the perception check is
Can I
for.
do
Not to
this
see
like
if you can see.
Damn.
Well, it's going to be a dirty 1.
Was I also allowed?
Huh?
I asked and then I rolled. Am I also allowed or no?
Sure.
Perception, you said?
Mm-hmm.
16 plus 6.
22.
Right, Joe?
that's to see me doing the shot,
Yeah.
right?
Not necessarily what's going on, just kind of like tracking what you're doing, maybe your arrow too.
I think you're a moment too behind. I think what you see, you still notice
The figure.
the figure and the
Yeah.
hood coming up and disappearing. I don't think you notice any facial features or anything like that.
I'll say the same.
Huh?
That sounds fair.
I think you kind of notice the same thing. You, in your emphasis roll, are able to see the pale face of a half elf disappear off
Okay.
into the.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
We were being trailed. We have been for a while. That was the closest he's got. That was the closest I've got to being able to get him.
You want to go jumping? Who's shooting at?
That was my chance, and I didn't quite get it.
Would you like to retcon that into an attack roll?
No, because I wasn't actually trying to hit him.
I was
But
giving you an option to go back and change your mind,
Yeah,
but I appreciate the honesty with how you have played your decision so far. Okay. I'm feeling kind today.
Hey, ask for more
Appreciate
advantage on shit.
he's
So you don't want to fight him. You don't want to go see what that's about.
been following us all day. I
Right,
don't
you
think
guys are-
that has anything to do with the church thing. I think we just need to watch it. I don't think it's somebody that's going anywhere.
Hmm.
And I think I would take Calathar aside at a later point and have a further discussion with Calathar about it.
Perfect. Well said. So anyway, we're now at the church, and priest is pissed off, right?
Yeah.
We're like at the gates now, though, right?
You know, you stopped. Well, all of this is you guys. I mean, you didn't
Okay.
like shoot and then keep walking like a badass.
You guys don't look at
I think
arrows.
you didn't like no scope.
Well, no, but what I mean is like we stopped, we talked, and then we kept moving.
Yeah, now you
Right?
keep moving. He's frantic now, right?
Like,
you
let's-
see some candle lights inside the house turning on. Maybe a dog bark.
There's no
some
dogs
of
in this world. There's dogs in this world, y'all. Tracking.
Fuck, gotta write that down. Dogs are canon. What did I make canon last episode? I was like, well, I guess Tabasco sauce is canon.
Tabasco's now real.
All right, beautiful. Oh, dude,
Brand
Darren,
name Tabasco.
Darren is a connoisseur of Tabasco sauce. He's like, do you got the Verde? Do you got the Chipotle? Like,
And if I want this world to relate to the next campaign, I guess Tabasco sauce is just canon throughout all my
Perfect.
campaigns at this point.
Beautiful.
It's a staple.
I love it.
So you guys are coming up to the doors of the church. At
The
this
next
point.
thing is gonna be Heinz.
Huh?
The next one's gonna be Heinz.
Heinz
Ketchup,
sauce,
ketchup,
ketchup,
ketchup and
nice.
mustard and shit. So where are we at? What do we do?
I think we head into the church to investigate the church now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think as we head in, I kind of just pull you aside and just like, I think that was fucking Caleb.
I'm gonna speak to the father and be like, so where's this dude staying
I
at?
think it was fucking.
He goes. So the
Like-
church, as you walk in,
Yeah, I'm like whispering, teeth closed.
very reminiscent. It's the same, almost the same floor plan as the church in Barovia. It's a little bit bigger because it's got a little bit more. It's a little bit nicer kept up. It's got like a nice. As you guys walking in, what you notice is even in the dark, you notice a nice little garden. Like the church in Barovia had a bunch of like broken like not necessarily gargoyles, but
Fixtures.
like fixtures and like busts, statue heads and stuff like that. They were all like broken. It was worn down. The church was everything was. Barovia
Yeah.
is just a poor
Shittier.
town than
Yeah.
Milwaukee, right? The church is better kept, a little bit bigger, just like the inn here is bigger than the inn above. Everything's just a little bit bigger, a little bit nicer. There's probably a couple extra rooms. Like there's 4 main rooms. So he walks in and he goes, his room is off to like, if the room is set up like this, I think there was 4 in the Church of Barovia. Let's say there's 6 down the main hallway in Valaki, with this being the front door, right?
Mhm.
This is the front door. You walk in. I'm gonna say that he said that this was the Mikolav's like little room, and then this was like his room. This is where when not Mikolaj, Milivoj, Milivoj, Milivoj.
Milivj.
I'm gonna do magic awareness again. So like
How many times a day can you do that?
3.
3.
Mhm.
You cast spells. It like tells you if there's any spells going on.
Spells and magic items.
You magic items and spells. The spell you get the same spell. You don't learn any information about.
Just protect
Is
from
it
good and evil.
and or is it or?
And when you sense a spell, oh, it is or. You know the location of any spell or magic item.
It's
So-
or. So which one? Wait, is that or as if either or is that or as if?
I think that's an
I took it as
or.
either or, not.
I can
pick
see
one.
how you could take it and or
Read it
like.
again.
That's what I was thinking. So as an action, you open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within
I
60
can
feet.
take that
I
as
take it
or
as
as
both.
both. Like,
That's what I
yeah,
thought.
Yeah, okay. I agree with you. It's or as both.
Like either one.
I wouldn't.
Versus one or the other.
Yeah,
Right.
I think you.
So
I
you have to
should-
choose. I don't know.
But when you whisper to me about, like, I think that was Calum, I'm like, even when Calum was with us, didn't you say that we've been followed through all of our travels in these lands? Someone's been keeping an eye on us from afar.
Maybe they're using his body, but like it was a half elf. I know that, and I've met one half elf in our travels, and so yeah, I think
I wouldn't. I
think
don't think
that's
he
where-
sends any magic weapons either.
Item.
Does it say item or weapon?
even
Item.
if it's just his body being used by somebody else, I think that's
You don't sense any magic.
No
weapons.
magic items. Okay.
Kind of. There's a couple of like religious magic items in here, right? Like arcane focuses for like, and like religious focuses for like what priests and like clerics would use, stuff like that.
Holy
There's some
relics.
holy relics. There's some like symbols in here. None of them are like ultra
Super.
powerful or worth it, and none of them seem like evil upon intent. This all seems kind of like you're just getting a sense of like, yeah, there's like church magic in here. You get like a weird sense that there was more though, and you're putting that
It's
towards
like an
the
absence of
the bones are missing. They think you're able to put together like there is a sense of something more powerful used to be here. And I think what's giving you that sense, there is a little sense of something along, like you feel the absence of the bones, but you also sense something of similar power but way smaller. I
If
don't know
you
if that
don't
makes any sense.
know,
I'm so sorry.
if you haven't thought about it, it's cool. But it does say I learned which school of magic it belongs to. Is there anything that's not on brand for a church? Like no.
There's nothing. This is all
Okay.
church stuff.
All
holy, radiant, all churchy
Perfect.
still.
Divination, magic,
Divination,
whatever.
or yeah.
Can I go to the altar in the church, like the main altar, like
Yeah.
in front of the
And
church?
so you guys walk inside the main
Yeah.
area of the church. Instead of broken pews, you have nice pews with like
together.
actual like golden yellowish like fabrics on them. Like instead of just like wood benches, they have like a soft fabric for people to sit on. You see like golden candlesticks on the end of each pews, like that would hold up the light. This church looks like it's cared for, and people actually attend it. Like this church looks
In
good.
use.
Yeah. I mean, without being too political, it'd be like going to like a church in like North Africa somewhere versus like going to like a church in like Southern California, like the Harvest in Southern California. Like this church has not that big, but like to a church that actually has money and like in attendance. So
I think he pointed me towards his living quarters, right?
Yeah.
The suspect. So I'm gonna go to that while he's at the altar.
okay,
So
Let's
I
do
want
the altar
to. What's that?
we'll do
The altar.
first. What are you doing at the altar?
So I want to go and I kind of sit at the altar, and then I'm actually going to go into a rage.
You still have rages left?
Yeah, I had 2
We
left.
had no combat last session.
I need to hurt you guys more. Anyway, I'm listening.
So I'm going to go into a rage, and then I think I'm going to do a religion check and kind of meditate.
I like it. Go ahead and roll me a religion check.
The room.
Yeah.
Anything of note? I'm gonna walk into the perception. My perception.
What'd you get?
That one.
I don't
Damn,
also like to
Brother?
percent.
So you're sitting there. You're
I
just,
hate
Dude,
disadvantage
that
so much.
one's like crazy.
You
This
guys are
Hold on.
fucking growing them.
So you rolled a religion check. You said you're trying to pray,
Meditate.
meditate. I think that you've had a little bit too much to drink, even though it hasn't like affected you. You were able
I
to,
only had one drink.
you had the drink, you've had the night. I think there's so much going through your brain. You're trying to piece together the cult. You're trying to piece together why would they mention Infernal. You're trying to piece together like, man, there was all these werewolves. Like I was told there's these werewolves in the mist, and I didn't fight them or kill them. You're going through a bunch of emotions. You're not able to calm your mind and clear the thoughts enough to meditate, because you are sitting there actively trying while Father Lucian shows you to his room. He goes, so this is his bedroom here. And he goes, the door, I have a key. So he unlocks the door and swings it open, and it's a dark room. I'll say that he's probably at this point holding a torch or something.
Yeah.
And
I think I have dark vision. But
I don't. I appreciate the torch.
he's holding a torch, and he'll like use it to light the torch. That like there's like probably a torch holder right in front of the door.
I just cast light.
Let's just pick an item. So he casts one.
The wall.
Nice.
It's just a giant like.
He's like, what are you doing? The whole church turns into
when your flashlight, like your phone screen, yeah.
turns to a gigantic lighthouse, and no, I'm just kidding.
And Barovia is set free.
Blinding white
Sean
light.
falls from the sky dead. Game over. We can't do that.
Good job, Darren.
crushed it again.
Crushed it again. Roll a perception check.
With advantage because it's eliminated.
Is this? This is Milovoj's room.
Yes.
Yes, his quarters.
But he also stays like he has a home he goes to. He doesn't live here full time.
Right. 26.
I got pretty fuck 24.
Ooh,
Baby boy.
yeah. Come mess with us, dude. Eyes wide. Eyes wide.
Eyes wide. I got 180 degrees. My eyes act
Very
independently of
insensitive
each
joke
other.
right now, and I'm not
Yeah, give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. 24 and a 26. Those are good. Those are really good.
Good enough? That was the question.
No. Unfortunately, you see nothing.
You lose. Good day,
I
sir.
love that.
Would I get anything different on an investigation versus a perception? They're so much different. Way worse investigation. But if they get different things, I think it
Yeah.
might be worth
I didn't even think about that.
one of us doing one of us doing
Sure. Somebody pick one.
I would
Can't
have the
change your numbers.
24.
Would you roll on the dice?
18.
I rolled a 15. I would have an 18 investigation.
I would have a dirty 20. So I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do the investigation.
Dirty 20 investigation, 26 perception. I like that. That's a good.
Teamwork.
Yeah. What do we see? We are like a fucking buddy cop film.
That's what I
just
think.
like
Totally
sleuthing
think.
around. And
What's that movie with The Rock and
Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
The Good Guys
Yeah,
or something?
that's
Yeah.
The other guys.
The Other Guys?
It's
Yep.
so good. I love that movie so much. I'm gonna base a whole D&D campaign off of that movie.
Fuck yeah.
What do you mean gonna? We're
We're living it right now.
I think. Man, you guys rolled so good. Let me think for a sec. Let me think. You
It's so funny because like we are friends, but then when Donnie's here, it's like you and Donnie, and then me and Calathar. It's so like the pairs.
But then when your character, you're not here to play, Calathar and Donnie team up.
Yeah, facts.
It's really
You know, weird
funny.
triangle.
It's
That's
really
so
funny,
funny.
like, the differences of dynamic between everything that happens to you guys. You walk in. There's a cot there for when he has to work overnight. He's got a bunch of gardening tools like hung up on his walls. He's not there.
Right.
He's at home. I think at this point you conclude he's probably at home.
Can I look under the bed?
Little cot. What did you get? You got a dirty.
20.
Under it, you find a journal, and he wrote on it like,
I can't fucking read.
So he something along the lines of
You're like, oh,
Hold
this
it
is
upside down.
You like find it and you're like, this is useless, and you throw it. And
Oh, get this shit out of here.
let me read through this.
So on a dirty 20, you investigate under his bed. You find a journal, and it says, "This land is cursed. We must escape. I must save my little brother. I will do whatever is necessary to get through the fog. I have heard that the Valaki use potions. That is what allows them to traverse the fog without taking damage. I would do what I need to do to make money
Fog potion.
to save me and my little brother. My mother is lost. She can stay. She's given up." Is what you find on a dirty 20 on the journal entry. You got a 26 perception check.
Yes.
So you're looking through the room, and like I said, you notice like the cot, a dresser, some of his like working tools on the bed. You notice
Sorry, give me 1 sec just to finish writing this all down.
This
Before.
man's writing.
I can't keep track of both at once.
He's scrawling. Can I ask Father Lucian if he knows of any like subfloor, like a basement?
So you ask him, and he goes, "Actually, yes. So we have a crypt. I'll show you." So he takes you back into the main church area where Calathor's driving, and there is
alcohol.
huh?
Oh,
He points down to
knock
the
on wood.
floor, and he goes, "Here underneath the floorboards," and you see the floorboards have been like pieced back together.
Mhm.
He goes, "We have a crypt underneath here. We sealed it up with the floorboards to keep it safe. So I believe that somebody,
Must have went in.
Who knows?
who knows?
Who knows of the script? Is it common knowledge or is it only?
Can I? Do you want to come be involved in this? Because I would wave at you. I'd be like, hey, there's a
Yeah,
there's
are
a
you
crypt
done trying
here.
to meditate? Or you
No,
still
I
trying-
think I'm still sitting at the altar.
Go ahead and roll me another one. If you're spending that much time, you can go ahead and roll me another one.
I'm gonna just gesture so you know like what's
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
Kinda.
I like that.
Ooh, that is going to be a 19.
There we
I will
go.
come back to you on your religion check and
Yeah.
meditating, and I'll come back to you. I'll give to you on your perception check in the
I'll say
room.
go to him. Yeah, first.
Okay, so in your perception check in the room, and I'll say that you notice all of this, and then you can decide if you walk out with them to the middle of the church or not too. right? To see like this. He there's like a book, almost like the equivalent of like a religious text about the morning Lord. And you open it up, you flip through it, you see some notes written on it about like I don't know. I know we're supposed to believe, but I don't know if the gods can hear us here. We're being abandoned. The scribblings of a man who is obvious, like about to give up hope or has given
Questioning
up
his
hope,
faith.
questioning
Kinda
his faith,
desperate.
wondering like I just need to do whatever I need to do to get out of Barovia. This world is lost. I must save me and my brother. I'm tired of all of this. And then you also I think that's pretty much on a 26th. I'm sorry, there's just not that much in the room to have noticed. So you read the religious text, you're reading through it, and you if you wanted to like keep the book, we could talk later about maybe some like religious things that the book would say to give you.
Main thing I'm looking for is any sort of obvious signs of him rebelling against the church. So like any actual words of like this other religion is right or better, or any symbolry regarding that.
I also had something to say before you leave the room.
On a perception check, you know on your perception check, you don't notice anything like that, but you do notice almost like a receipt of payment for like 25 gold pieces for
That's quite a bit.
items delivered.
Okay.
That's
Do I know
actually-
from who? Okay.
It just says, you got a 26. I would let you roll another check on that.
On my
Okay.
investigation check, you said there was a bunch of tools hung up. Before I left the room, can I clock which tools are either missing or which tools have been recently used?
Yep. So they're all dirty. They all look like they've been used. There's a rake, and they're all like in their spot too. And there's like a rake. There's a hoe. There's a blank space where a shovel would be, and then there's like another flat shovel, and then there's like a scythe for like cutting down like tall weeds, and the shovel's missing. I think the father would look at that and be like, that boy uses that shovel like a weapon sometimes. Like I'm telling you, like he's got anger problems. I was afraid if I confronted him, he would smack me across my head. Shut. I've seen him do it to men before, or at least threaten it. Some of my memory can be a little hazy sometimes.
Do you have extra shovels?
Probably out in the tool shed out back, but he has a very specific. It's like these are like his favorite tools.
And where
There's a
would
tool
that
shed in the
shovel
back.
be now?
He doesn't go anywhere without it, so I'm assuming it's.
Sleeps with it.
What was the roll that you were gonna let me do for that?
I'll let you do like another investigation check, or we could do just a straight luck check to see if the name. We could do. Let's do a luck check. I'll let you choose coin, or if you want to roll a dice for it,
I like rolling. Let me roll.
to see if like items delivered to, and then see if the name is written
Rings
out.
a bell.
Or if there's like a ledger name of the company who wrote the receipt or something like that.
Okay.
So
Baby
do a luck
bean?
check. Let's hold on.
Baby bean?
Before you roll, I want to decide what the luck check is going to be. You need a 17 through a 20 to get any information on this.
Over a 50-50 coin, brother?
All right.
Those odds are not in your favor.
4.
It's just it just says item delivered. And I will say that the name was written on it, but it has been scribbled out and
Okay.
covered.
Okay.
19. Meditating.
So during my meditation, Kalathar was kind of like thinking in his own head, like, this fire within me is chaos, but it doesn't have to.
So, is Kalathar saying this like, it doesn't have to be, and like, almost like maybe I can find a higher power to help me learn how to tame myself, or like what?
So Kalathar is, he's like, this, I am truly cursed. And like, this curse is chaos. But even in somewhere like Barovia, maybe I can find out about myself, like that it's not just chaos, and that this can be a good part of myself. And then I think some of this inspiration actually is coming from being noticed by the Morning Lord.
So a 19. When you've gone into a rage, describe to me again what your rage looks like.
Just all the flame and everything within my body is glowing brighter and hotter. I'm having this 15-foot radius of light.
I'm gonna retroactively add a little bit of something to the fire. When you burn, there's a lot of ash. There's a lot of embers and sparks, especially when you want to rage. Sometimes it's almost like when like the sun has like solar flares.
Yeah.
It's like you'll be burning and like little bits of you will like explode and sparks and ashes will fly everywhere. You're sitting here meditating in your rage and like pieces of you are exploding and they're starting to like calm down. And instead of like every couple seconds them happening, in your meditation you're starting to notice that the pops again, like when you have like a really hot fire with wet wood, and sometimes it just pops, right?
Yeah.
And, they're less and less. Now you're noticing like instead of like 15, 20 seconds in between a pop, and like they're not happening throughout your entire body anymore. They're like closer to your heart. You get a sense of like accomplishment and once again thanks. It's again no words. You haven't gotten any words,
Yeah.
but you get this
Hope.
feeling, hope. Exactly. You get this hope in the sense of like, this is good. You are good, and you can learn control, and I will help you. And I think your meditation. I think your eyes open. I'm gonna say your rage goes away and it calms down as like the explosions stop popping and they slowly go less and less. Your fire slowly starts burning down and down. As of right now, what I would say mechanically wise for this moment, you still have 5 minutes left of your rage, but you're no longer a burning flame, and you're getting the sense of a feeling that maybe you might be able to, over time, use your rage without there being a visible element of your rage happening. You might be able to control your rage internally and use it without having an outward appearance.
Yeah.
Because like you remember like going to a rage and then Rawhide was like, you need to calm your like everybody
Yeah.
knows, right? Over time you're getting the sense like if I keep working on this, you might be able to take that away and choose if you want to ignite or not.
Nice. Use it as an actual show.
Yeah, use it as like an actual show. Not yet, but you're getting there. And you get the sense of hope and accomplishment over that. I'll say at this point, he's showing you guys have walked. I'll say now at
Show
this
me the
point,
crypt.
you come out of your meditation as he's saying like, yeah, like the crypt is down in here. We use the boards to like keep it safe and covered up.
Just the tip.
So he
Just the tip.
says, yeah, we kept it down here. We put the floors back on to keep it safe.
Cool.
And he's cool with us going in.
You guys want to go in?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
inspect it?
I think we would ask respectfully,
can I
like, is it okay if
persuasion?
You, yeah, roll me a persuasion.
can I give
So
help?
you mentioned though you
Nat 20.
What the fuck is
Let's
that?
go.
That one. Look at it. Look at it. I see it.
That's the same dice that keeps natting, dude.
okay. Before I get to that insane, you guys.
You're not the only one who can nat 23 times in a row, Josh.
So there went
Oh,
your advantage,
yeah.
by the way.
Huh?
I said you had advantage on your next roll.
That
I rolled
was
it with
it.
advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. I know.
You hadn't asked him in character, like, who knows about this? So with this nat 20 persuasion check, he just goes, yes, of course, I wouldn't have brought you over here if I wasn't going to let you go and inspect the crypt. I'm also just not, he's an older man. Like, I'm not able to pull the boards up myself. So
Yeah.
one of these big, strong men here will have to pull them up themselves. But also, you asked him before, like, does anybody know where the going? He goes, I told the little boy, Yesek, my little altar boy. Like my so Milivosh is like my groundskeeper.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, like this isn't any like Millie Boge is probably like early 20s, and this little Yesik boy, you would have seen this little Yesik boy.
Yeah,
You've
I
seen
have it
both
written
of these
down.
guys
Yes, kid,
before.
Millie.
He's like a 7-8-year-old boy, right? He's
Okay.
like Eli's age at the most.
Just a
So
little altar boy.
he's just a little altar boy, and he just like helps out in church. Because he was so terrified, about Strahd, and we had heard about the Virgin Master dying in Barovia. I told him that the church was protected by these holy bones. I told him about the bones, and I showed him where we kept them and how safe they were. I told Yesik to calm him, and it worked. He was at peace for a couple of days, and then, like I said, the bones have disappeared. So
Gotta kill a kid now.
I think Darren takes that opportunity to kind of be like, well, got some other bad news for you.
So at this point,
I would say,
with no checks necessary, you two are probably pulling up the boards.
Yeah.
Like you guys are both pretty strong together to just pull up boards. And like there's like a little staircase down into the crypt.
I think I take that opportunity to let him know that his counterpart in Barovia had been turned into a vampire and had to be dispatched. I don't say we did it. I just say that it happened to happen, and then it had to happen.
Yeah.
You tell him this, and a couple of tears start going down his face. He takes a couple heavy, deep breaths. Yes, Father Donovich, before his son went to war with that mad mage, before his mind broke, some of the best men of you. That man would give you the food off his plate and the shirt off his back. He did more for the village of Barovia than any priest before him. He just what happened to him, his son. His strong, beautiful, kind, courageous boy didn't deserve the death he got in the castle when he invaded, when he helped that mad mage. He was such a kind, strong man. He shone brightly in the world. He worshipped Mother Night and paid respects to the Morning Lord.
What do you know of what happened that night when he attacked with the Mad Mage, and what happened to him?
Let me persuade you.
Can he figure out my nat 20?
You can have advantage.
I was gonna say I'll use my heroic.
You can't have an advantage.
Yes, I can.
You can use your heroic inspiration. Perfect. I was gonna give him advantage on his history check.
Okay.
I like that.
I like both of those.
Yeah. I forgot about your inspiration.
And it didn't really help
That's
much.
a
God
cock.
damn it.
Box
7.
of Doom, brother.
7.
I know, dude. I've been rolling hot in the Doom.
I'd let you use a guidance, and if you get above a 10, you'll at least get something.
All right. Come on, big 3, big 3, big 3. Whoa.
That was a 4 though. Just do it again in the day. Oh, buddy.
So he goes, "What do I know?" And as well, that sucks, guys. History check. I'm so sorry.
You got a bad history check?
He had a 19 on the dice on his history check.
So that's good.
Yeah, but you didn't get enough to get any information out of him.
My persuasion wasn't enough.
Did you roll persuasion?
No, my previous nat 20.
He gave
These
you
are like
advantage on his roll, and
Oh.
he used advantage, but
To-
you didn't persuade enough to get anything.
Can I get? I couldn't get like an extra advantage
How?
from the advantage he was trying to give,
Aren't
but
you
I
the one that
already.
told me that advantage doesn't stack. I think that
Yeah,
was
but didn't
your-
we already stack advantages in this campaign?
I'll let you roll one more time. If anybody actually starts watching the actual play, they're gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
This is Sean. You're supposed to suck. All right.
20.
That's right. We gaslight our DM.
That's a 3.
Fourth
Even
advantage.
worse.
I tried so hard, though.
So
Figure out
bad.
He
another-
goes, "Yes,
Oh.
all I know is that the son met the met the mage, and met the wizard, and
Would my passive 18 at least
Disappeared.
know that he's holding some back?
probably.
I wouldn't push him anymore, but I would just at least get that feeling that he's holding more back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's
Into the crypt.
Very upsetting. Yeah.
So you go down to the crypt. It's a very small, cramped room.
I cast light.
It's yeah. It's only 10 foot by. It's a 10 foot square. It's 5 foot high, so you're crouching in it. It is only 5 foot high. You're only crouching in it. You're
Yeah. I just kind of duck my head a little.
I think as you go to walk in, you realize being like this tall orc guy, and you're like this like normal size. How tall?
I'm 6 foot.
Yeah, so like normal size. Sorry, Zach. In real life, you're short.
Not a normal person.
I'm a tall guy playing a short guy, and Zach's a short guy playing a tall guy. It's fucking beautiful.
It's fantasy. You're supposed to be what you want to be. You know
I roll
what I'm
investigation.
saying? Yeah.
I didn't do that.
I'd rather a perception. I'm gonna perception as we come in.
It's not really. It's only 10 foot wide. So only two of you can make it in. So who's going in?
I think I'd be
I'd
first
let
in
him,
line,
yeah.
and then you behind me.
Yeah. You're standing on like the stairs.
I got a 25 perception.
Would you?
I'm not in. So.
No, you can fit in with them. Only two of you can fit in, but you'd have to like.
Okay.
You're like on your knees
was like
in
a-
this crypt.
It was a 7.
7
It's kind of shit.
on a 25. David. There is.
Why can't I roll that good on persuasion, this dude, ever?
You're like, yeah. You're good, yeah.
I try to say the right thing.
Term.
I say the right words, and they just never hit home.
Yeah. What's that? Bad at social interacting, but really smart.
1
Who
second.
else?
That
Autistic?
Yeah. I didn't want to say it.
I was trying not to get clocked.
Yeah. Your dude's A as
I'm
fuck.
gonna have to cut all this out, but I'm not going to. This is all gonna stay.
Nice.
Don't at me.
Don't at me. It's not a bad thing.
You get.
I think the bad charisma for Darren comes off as like try hard.
Yeah.
Like he's so committed to his shit that people are like, fucking ease up,
Take a
buddy.
chill pill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pushy. You're like one of those knock
I
at
make
the door.
everything feels like the end of the world. We
You're
gotta.
a doomsday.
Yeah, like this
I
is
like it.
terrible.
I like it. I fuck with that.
Okay. So
My aunt's a doomsday, dude. That's so fun.
you see.
I got cans of green
This.
beans for free.
I'm gonna send you a couple of things. Okay.
You're texting him?
I'm gonna text David a couple of things. This is what he finds in there on his investigation check.
Be sure to send it to the group chat.
Nope. It's on him to share it.
He goes, nope.
Let's see. Well, pocket 3 of these
Before you
items.
read it, don't say anything out loud yet. Let me give me a sec.
Where did you get that skull for wish?
Right? You got a divine
You come in,
intervention? It's crazy.
And you see in your religious light, you remember when you cast the magical awareness
Yeah.
and you sensed a small version of what the big power was missing? You get a weird sense that you're close to it. And as you look through this room, you find this glowing, what you're able to perceive as a thigh bone. And you pick it up, and it has
Like
like
a
a
hip?
slight,
Like a hip?
like a thigh bone.
Yeah,
A
comes
thigh
up
bone?
to your
Yeah.
hip,
Femur?
but it's your yeah.
It's up to him if he wants to show you what you guys look like. This is what if he wants to show you guys. He finds it. Those are. Can you read what I sent you? The
Yeah.
picture, and then can you read the item that I sent you?
Yes, I got it. You want me to read it out loud?
You can if you want to. So the item is the stats, but the picture of the text from the book is the caveat to the stat book.
Okay,
If that makes sense.
let me just finish reading that.
And if you want to mention what you find, I will.
I think I probably will, but I just want to finish reading
Okay.
it all first.
So you find this like thigh bone glowing slightly with radiant energy, and then the rest of the crypt is empty.
Okay.
And you can see like an altar, like a bowl type of thing, and where like the bones probably would. Like you can just like piece together like, oh, that's where like the pile of bones would have sat. See, again, it's
like a
thigh bone.
display.
Yeah, it's like a display case almost type thing where the bones would have been in. And this thing is also like slightly on like a display bar, not in a case, but like it's got like a little stand that the thigh bone like sits across and sits on.
While he's reading that, where do we access? How do we get access to the Scion class?
I think I have to buy it because
Yeah, I want to know what book it
It's Unearthed Arcana currently, so it's not actually released.
Okay.
Yeah, they're coming out. So they have 2014 Unearthed. So when they come out with 2024 Unearthed, it'll come out with that.
Well, no, Unearthed Arcana just means it's unreleased content being put out for playtesting.
Mm.
When it actually gets finalized, it will be in a book, such as like Tasha's Cauldron of Everything or something like that. It just hasn't been put in a book yet.
Okay.
So all the stats that you know about it, if you know any stats about it, might change after the playtesting because they might be like, oh, this is too not strong enough or too powerful or whatever.
I'm gonna, if it's cool with Father Lucian, I'm gonna go check out the tool shed. If he's cool with that.
Of course, but be careful. You must exit the church to get to it. It's on the back side of like the church graveyard.
Can I just talk to you maybe in the garage for a second?
Garage
I just
session.
have a couple.
Let's play rock, paper, scissors. Like for 12 fucking... Let's do it. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. Oh, let's shoot. Who just goes on rock, paper? This fucking guy.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Then shoot. Okay, so we're setting the rules. So rock, paper, scissors.
I've
shoot.
always gone on scissors, so.
That makes no sense. Why would you
What?
ever go rock,
Whatever.
paper, scissors? Okay, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. 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 Yeah. One more for all the marbles. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Fuck! That's bullshit. Doesn't count.
You found the bones.
Yes,
Found that bone. Not the
I-
bones. That
Big
thigh
bone.
bone.
I think I would turn around and I would show you this giant thigh bone that I found, and it's like adorned with like jewels and stuff.
Like
Like,
bedazzled.
Yeah, if you want to show them the
Bejeweled?
pictures.
yeah, I'll show you the picture.
The
There.
fuck?
It's got like almost like a handle on the bottom of it.
There's your
A
name.
shadow.
While I do that, can I do a religion check or some kind of check on it?
What are you trying to find out about it?
If it's something that I know anything about, have I heard any stories of?
You can make a history or religion, but they're both going to be with disadvantage.
Is that the magic item that I was pinged? Like that was like giving me. So could I give him any kind of help with that because I've identified it, you know, maybe because the school of magic and whatever help it could give him.
Yeah, I'll say now you
Like
can roll
we're,
flat.
it's almost me rolling flat is us working together to kind
Yeah,
of.
you can roll
okay.
flat.
Can I guidance?
Yeah, because it's you know that it's coming up. You know you're gonna like guidance. Like you're actively like I'm gonna look into this. I'm gonna ask for a blessing from God. to
Okay.
look into this. So yeah, that makes sense too.
Let's go, big baby. Does it matter which one we're rolling? That'd be
Yes, I
many
wanna
different
know.
Things. I feel religion.
Yeah.
Religion.
Big old 2-0.
2-0 coming up.
Ooh, 24. I got an 18 plus 2 plus 4. Yeah, 24.
Are you guys still in the crypt or are you walking back out of the crypt?
I think we
towards
walked
the
back out.
shed. I'm gonna go towards the shed because that's what I asked him about. I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna go check out the shed.
Okay, but
Well, but you're with me checking
you
this
have
out.
to do this first
Yeah.
because you gave him the help.
I imagine we're walking probably out of the crypt.
Yeah.
We're talking. And
So as you walk out of the crypt, you're looking at this like slightly glowing bone, and Father Lucian looks at it and goes, "Ah, the thigh bone of Saint
Markovia?
Markovia,
damn.
one of the most fervent people who follow the Morning Lord. We have used that bone as a weapon before in defense against evil and darkness that have attacked the church. And this was before the father bones of Saint Andrew was able to protect the church as a whole. But each priest before the bones of Saint Andrew came to the church wielded that thigh bone as like a sense of, as a way to protect themselves against evil that may attack the church. And it became a little obsolete, you could say, when Saint Andrew himself was able to use his body to protect the church as a whole.
Okay. Has this was down there the whole time and just once you.
Yeah, they like left it in there basically as like we have the bones that protect the church. We don't really need to carry this around inside the church anymore. So
Okay, I think I guess what do I know of it with my religion check? Does that let me know of any like stories of battles that it was used in, or
No, I'm basically using your religion check as a way.
Okay.
His description of
Okay.
it is how you would get
Okay.
the information from your religion check.
That's,
Like
that makes sense.
just you being part of the church is him just like giving this information to you. He then describes about how like he's seen people use it there's been like zombie hordes attack on the church before, and how they use it to like try to how like priests before his father and it's like when the Bowens came to the church have used it to like ward off zombies and like warn off like ghouls and stuff like that from the church. Like it has like a radiant potent power to it that it's given the priest a little extra strength. They put it away a couple generations ago when the Bowens got here, and that he says like honestly, if it could help you, if you think that the blessing of Saint Markovia's, if you think Saint Markovia's blessing could help you in your journey and travels, please.
Thank you,
By
my
all-
friend. I'm
by all
blessed
guests.
to receive this blessing from you. I'll do all that I can to honor the legacy of Saint Markovia without disrespecting my God. But it seems like in this, their goals are one and the same.
Yes, Mother Night, one and the same. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't know if I would call them one and the same as
No, what I mean is
Their goals
their
are
goals in like this weapon defeating the evil and
he
being
laughs.
used as a bastion.
He laughs a little bit. So go ahead and add a mace of disruption, I think is what I said. Go ahead and add a mace of disruption, but with that caveat that I gave you. Okay.
It would be retconning, but you did buy a mace. Is that kind of a waste to have bought a mace and then be given a mace?
Yeah, but then we'll sell it.
There's no retconning that.
Okay.
That's on you guys. And on me for not telling you, like, hey, by the way, in 20 minutes from now, you're going to get a
That's okay.
And honestly, I wasn't like, the mace doesn't require, it does require attunement. But any one of you guys could use the mace. So if you didn't want it for you as your weapon, you could hand it off to anyone. Anyone. It's not like it doesn't require a certain alignment. It just requires an attunement.
It definitely may be something that gets passed on to somebody who can fucking smite with it. But we'll see.
That's on you.
Okay.
So
I will take it with great honor for now.
He kind of laughs a little bit when you say like he goes, I don't know. If, historically speaking, in Barovia, Mother Night and the Morning Lord have never been aligned. It's actually a very recent development that Mother Night isn't just Mother Night. It's her faith has changed a little bit in the most recent years. But I guess you could say maybe in this particular thing they are aligned. Yeah.
I think I would defend my God a little bit and just kind of push back a little bit of like they may not have always been aligned in the past, but I think balance is what is required in all things in nature, and what you may see as the light, I may see as dark, and what you may see as dark, I may see as light.
I suppose so, but I mean the rumors of what type of powers Mother Night has given to the type of monstrosities and evil dwellers in this world. Anyway,
I think between their like cordial bickering,
right, you're walking
there's
out to the
a lot
shed
of-
at this
yeah.
point, so you're not here. What are you doing?
I think in their cordial bickering, I'd be like, at least he speaks to his God, and she responds.
I think hearing that, I turn to him and go, you don't hear from the Morning Lord. I may not hear things that I wish to hear from my God, but regardless, I am
It's not.
cursed by them nonetheless.
You also hear. You hear from the Morning Lord, and you hear from Mother Night.
I have heard from Mother Night.
It's interesting. It's for so long the voices have been drowned out. I wonder. It's very interesting. I have some praying and meditating and researching to do myself. Yes, I have some some research into myself. It's good on you for Mother Knight to have spoken to you.
Can Darren do a little, or would it just be something that he would know? How contentious has the past been between Mordor?
You'd have to ask him. That's not something you would know.
Okay.
That's not something.
It's
you
not
would
something that has been
Between
brought up
Mother
in
Knight
our
and the Morning Lord?
teachings.
know. No.
It's not a grudge held so deeply
So roll me
on
a
the.
history check or a religion check. They'll get you the same answer, whichever one's better for you.
Okay, I'll do religion.
We're gonna get to you in the shed in a second. Don't worry.
That's cocked, I believe.
Cock. Cock.
Should take it. 8.
Take the cock.
8. You want to know if Mother Knight and I'd give you like even guidance on yourself on that one.
Mainly, yeah, just kind of trying to remember. Do I know if have I been taught stories of them bickering and hating each other, bickering like a brother and a sister would?
If you get above a 10, you'll get something.
That's. I don't know how to read that. That dice fucking. All right, we're gonna do this thing.
That was like cock. But
yeah.
Also like weird.
1.
Yeah, not it. You're like you going through your memory. Garage session.
I'm going to the shed.
I did a little check to just.
Yep, and you got that. That's what you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go out to the shed. It's dark. I'll say you're carrying a torch, so you have like dim light.
Yeah, I have dark vision.
You want to
Okay.
Yeah. So like he said, behind the church, off he points you in the distance. Like he tells you, like go into the back of the church through like the gardens and stuff like that. And you'll see a tool shed, like a little shed off in the distance, and you get up to the tool shed.
Just open it up. Strength.
Okay. It's unlocked.
Oh, okay.
You open it up. What do you want?
Is there like what am I seeing? Is there anything? I'm still in like I'm sleuthing, right? I'm collecting clues for this dude. So like
Yeah, roll a
perception.
perception check.
And then he also said there was extra like shovels and shit in here, right? I'm looking for some shovels for the boys. Is that cocked? That looks cocked.
That doesn't.
Cocked as fuck. 19.
You come in and you open up, and it is a tool shed. There's a couple sets of like gardening hose, a couple sets of rakes, a couple sets of different types of shovels. There's like one of those like push. You remember like the old school mowers where like the blades and they just spun. I'm gonna say that this world's advanced enough for one of those. It has one of those like to mow like obvious grass and stuff around. Maybe some tree clip like some like big like, sheets and stuff like that. It's just a tool shed full of tools. There's not much in it.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Anything sticks out of me. Just tools.
Right, just tools.
Is there shovels I can grab?
I'll say there's 3 shovels. Yeah.
Cool. I will take 3 shovels.
You're stealing 3 shovels from the church.
Not
Got it.
stealing. Borrowing.
Got it.
With no intent to return.
Dormir
Exactly right.
stole
He's
3
dying.
shovels from church.
Perfect. So you can add a shovel and you can add a shovel if you want one.
I would like a
That's an
shovel.
intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, you get 17,000 necrotic damage. You die instantly.
You touch the shovel and you get like 6 levels of exhaustion.
That's it. Is there anything else you're doing out in the tool shed?
Unless there's anything else to be seen.
Not really. It's just a tool shed.
Perfect. Well, at least I got shovels.
Okay.
Now I can go back in.
So you enter back into the church. I'll say at this point you guys are discussing.
Before I go in though, I'm gonna look back at where he shot his arrow. Is there any development on that?
You're on the opposite side, right?
Okay.
So that was on the street coming up to the church. You're now behind the church.
Right. Then I have to go back to the front door.
There's a back door,
Right.
just like in the other church was. There's a back door. Like
The light lasts for an hour.
I'm gonna take the scenic route.
you want it to last for an hour.
I don't know if I get an option.
The light lasts for an hour.
Oh, I can dismiss it as an action. Okay.
Did you dismiss it, or is it?
I would have dismissed
Okay.
it. Yeah. I would have like shot it, let it be there for 2 seconds, and then
Okay,
dismiss
I was gonna say that changes a lot.
it. That's why I was like, I don't know if I can dismiss it.
So no, you went out like just like the old church, just like the church in Barovia. There's a back door to like. In Barovia, it was a graveyard, and here it seems like a big garden like area.
Okay. Is there anything in the area? Is there any weird vibes I'm getting from just being around the church? Without the bones here, is like it feels susceptible. I mean, I'm kind of on like a heightened.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
See if there's anything. Yeah. Cock or not?
Yeah.
Okay. David's, yeah.
We're some cocky boys today.
I get it, dude. 15.
15? You're walking back from the tool shed. You open up the tool shed. Let me describe this whole scene. You're walking up to the tool shed in the dark, using your dark vision. You're going through, there's some trees off and bushes off, and you're going through like this garden lawn area, and what you assume is like beautiful during the day. Well upkept. This kid, whatever his problems are, whatever he did, he's good at his job. You creak open the tool shed, and as you open the tool shed, a bat flies out. A singular bat. You rolled high enough. You're like, oh, that's just like an animal. Like it's not. You don't think that it's like anything of note. This bat flies out. There's cobwebs everywhere. And you're like, there's cobwebs like on like the ceiling and stuff like that. Like the shed hasn't been cleaned, but the tools are cleaned off. The tools are used, but the shed itself, the inside hasn't been cleaned at all. You look around and you come across like a pile of shovels. You tell yourself like the church won't care if we use a couple of them for like our purposes.
I'm thinking if he buried the bones, fucking have a shovel, dig them up, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's relevant to the sleuthing.
Yeah, so you put the shovels away and you're like, there's not really much in here to like worry about. You close the door, you close it back up, and you start walking back to the church, and you're a little less sneaky as you go back to the church. You're just kind of like frolicking about, not frolicking about.
I wasn't even like sneaking to
Yeah,
be.
you're just like walking with purpose back to the church. And as you get to the bottom of the steps, you hear a twig crack in the distance, and you snap your head off into the woods, and you can see a couple of bodies kind of like climbing through the woods, and you notice them, and they scamper off.
Was it two?
So there's woods
two.
in the city.
There's like not necessarily like a woods. Like there happens to be like a group
A
of
tree line?
trees, like a tree line almost. Like I wouldn't call it like a gigantic woods within the city walls.
It's like where the park would be or whatever.
Yeah, like they're this is like the church's like forest area, like, and they have like in the daytime you would see things like I don't know, like berry bushes and like apple trees. I would say maybe like an orchard type of thing. Like you look through these like tall, skinny woods and like fruit hanging off of them, like a fruit orchard almost. The trees grow.
Their silhouettes match the brothers from the bar.
You don't notice. You're not able to like pick that together. If they match the brothers in the bar or not, you just see kind of some silhouettes slinking off in your dark vision. They're too far outside of your vision for you to be to get too much information about them. Well, actually, yeah, they're too far out of your vision for you to get too much information about them. So, you do get the sense that they're watching. You're not sure if they're watching you or if they're watching the church. But that's what you get as you stand there at the bottom of the steps of the church.
Just rejoin the group.
You don't want to go after them?
Myself. And if you said they scamper off, right?
They pulled back.
If they're paused, maybe. If they're like looking, like
they pulled back into the tree line more, like even more out of distance. You're not sure if they're still around or if they took off, but they definitely pulled further back into the darkness as they realized they were being seen.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the church, rejoin the group.
Okay, so you rejoin the group.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, there's some fuckers outside.
I'll say at this point, you're creating a conversation about the bone is down. You're setting up maybe like sleeping bags, and you're gonna sleep. Where are you guys sleeping? You pick one of the rooms. You're gonna sleep in the main area. Are you guys going to sleep? What is everybody doing?
You guys want to be like?
I think we spread out. Like if one person in one room, like we try to have yours.
I'm gonna just ask if there's like a kitchen where I can go find a snack.
I would say that there's probably like a church pantry or something like that. He goes, yeah, it's off in the back over there. So he like points you to like a room over off to the side.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like go find a snack and then probably just go to sleep on one of the pews.
Do you want to like take rotating shifts?
So I'll say at this point it's probably 11. It's probably been 2 hours since you have left the inn. Between walking, finding the bones, it's probably about 11. Okay, you go to sleep. You guys are wanting to go to sleep. You find a snack. Are you hoping for anything from the snack, or you just want to sleep?
Just eating and then going to sleep.
Okay, so you eat a little bit and then you go lay down on one of the pews. What are you doing?
I think we're rotating shifts. Because the church is like not really protected, and with the people that I saw outside, I think we're kind of rotating shifts.
I think before I go to sleep, just as like a trying to be safe, I'm gonna cast a 3rd level aid on us all. So if anything happens overnight, whatever.
Okay, a third level aid?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to say.
It lasts 8 hours.
You're getting ready to go to bed.
Mhm.
It's 11 o'clock.
Mhm.
A long rest is what, 6 hours?
Mhm.
I think it's at least 6 hours, maybe 8 hours.
Can you look that up for me?
At least 8 hours.
At
of
least 8
downtime.
hours. Okay.
What is this HP modifier I have?
So if you get extra HP or something like that.
Like the 10 extra I'm giving you.
Okay, but I had a 22. Oh, that was from that one fight.
Your
That
wild
never took
magic.
away.
That
Yeah,
needs to
my
go
wild
away.
magic.
It needs to go away.
Yeah, I took it away. Anyway.
But he goes, I appreciate you coming in. I remember we have a service in the morning at 6 o'clock. So here's what I'm gonna say. If you guys are gonna take shifts, one of you guys can get the benefits of a long rest.
Just based on the calendar, is it an actual service day?
Also, just to read the rules of long rest, a long rest is a period of extended downtime, at least 8 hours long, during which a character sleeps or performs light activity, reading, talking, eating, or standing watch for no more than 2 hours. So we would have 8 hours covered between us three and Lucian, but we'd have to be trusting.
Lucian is not standing watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'd have to be trusting him. Do we do like an hour at the beginning with
Sure.
nobody there and an hour at the end with nobody there?
Sure. That'd be
But your characters
Or-
wouldn't know that until I just told you what I was going to do. So your character said you were going to stand watch.
Right, but so we know how we need to rest to get a rest. So we would rest in the smartest way possible to get our rest, right?
It's EC duty, babe.
I think we would go with the last 2 hours of the night with nobody awake.
Yeah. Sounds. I mean, that's like when it's starting to be. Day,
Yeah.
Coming up. 2 hours of unprotectedness is fine.
If the rest is interrupted by a period of strenuous activity, at least 1 hour of walking, fighting, casting spells, or similar adventuring activity, the characters must begin the rest again.
So what was it?
At least 1 hour of strenuous activity is what is required. So if we get into a fight that lasts less than an hour, I feel like that means we still get to rest.
Give me a second.
Standing guard is not that hard. It's not strenuous.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 6 hours before the service starts. So even it says a minimum of 8 hours. So even if all of you were to sleep straight for the 6 hours, you wouldn't get a long rest. He has 6
Gotcha.
hours before the service starts. So I'm telling you guys, I'm being
I didn't
kind.
realize that.
Between you guys keeping track, one of you guys can get a long rest.
Okay.
I haven't really used much stuff. If either of you feel like you've used more.
And
I've
Calathar, are
used
you
spells.
keeping guard with them? Or are you
I
getting
wasn't
straight-
planning
He
on
wasn't planning on keeping guard to you. You can get a long rest. So now, because he's not keeping guard, one of you guys can get a short rest.
Sweet.
Well, I mean, I feel like that this is a discussion we would have before going to bed,
Okay,
right?
so
This
then
isn't
discuss it.
something that would
Convince
just.
Calathar to stay up.
Well, no, that's not necessarily. Maybe we
But-
just decide that it's not
so,
worth
like-
having somebody stay up and keep
If David if I stayed up, I wouldn't even take a short rest. If I just stayed up, could he get a long rest?
If you're staying up all night, you get a level of exhaustion.
Okay. Is that fair?
The other
How
caveat
fucked are you?
is
How
like,
fucked do you feel like you are? Did you like
isn't
blow
there
all your
other
load?
rooms?
Yeah,
like
I
it
used
doesn't
I used a
matter if
bunch
there
of
was a
spells,
service.
'cause I
Like
assumed you
if
were
we
gonna
were
do long
in a
rests, so
room
I would like
by
long
ourselves.
rests. But
Full send.
He's basically saying like he's opening up and waking up the church at 6 o'clock in the morning. So even in the rooms, you wouldn't be able to sleep through like the service. They're like like even in the hallway with like the long room, the church isn't that big. You still wouldn't be able to sleep through the service. I guess what I'm trying to get down to, and I'm being a little bit of a dick, one of you guys can have a long rest.
Okay.
So pick.
I would like it. I'm not gonna lie. I used all my spell slots, but I don't know
How do you feel?
Calathar.
I mean,
If you're going straight to bed, I will. You won't have the 8 hours to get a long rest, but I'll give you a short rest.
that's fine.
Okay. So you can have a short rest. Who's taking the long rest between you two?
Okay.
And are you guys taking turns guarding, or are you going to stay up all night?
I think he was gonna stay up.
Sure, I'll stay up.
So
since
hold on.
That's how
I'm gonna
I
be-
would.
I'm gonna be-
That's the only way I'd be able to get the long rest, right?
No, I had already said before that like if you guys are taking turns guarding, I would still allow one of you to have a long
Okay.
rest. Okay. I'll be upfront and nice. If you take all of the guarding, you will get a level of exhaustion because you won't sleep, so you'll be up for too long. But you guys can switch back and forth, and one of you guys can have a long rest.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So we're settled in.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
So you guys go to sleep. You guys lay down. Father Lucian says, I
But we
thank
do
you.
have 10 extra hit points overnight if anything does pop off.
He goes, thank you so much for your help. Milishov should be here in the morning to attend to the garden, and we can speak to him then. And long rest, short rest,
Short rest.
short rest. Okay. You awaken to this like the windows opening and sun light. I wouldn't call it sunlight. It's still dark. It's still misty. A glow. A glow. The church bell ringing and Father Lucian kind of like waking you guys up like, yeah, you guys slept. Thank you so much. I think just your presence in the church was able to keep us safe and protected. But and you're starting to see like people trickle in. He goes, I am getting ready to run a service. Would you guys like to? Would you guys like to join? Or are you guys gonna go about maybe talking to Mick?
Yeah, I think
Mickey Joe?
we use this time to look for what we need to look for because that kid's gonna be there for the service, right?
Help,
Cutting
he,
grass or whatever.
he should be here working on the yard if he shows up for his work today. He might be back out home, but he should be somewhere around the church. And you see the little kid Yesek running around like doing like altar boy stuff. Like he might even be handing out like like their style like communion cups or something like that just around the church too.
Do we go investigate the kid's house while he's gone, or do we check them out while they're here? I think either way, we do not take part in the sermon.
Yeah, I'd rather go. I think I'd rather go to his house. To be honest, nobody's gonna be there.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too.
You guys want to go to his house?
Yeah.
Um.
I mean, I'll do a quick little perception investigation check while he's there, and I just see him, but
So I
barring
say
finding
you guys go out
anything-
like the front door of the church, right?
Yeah.
He's in the front chilling.
Okay.
He's
So,
like
yeah.
he's got his shovel in his hand and he's like.
I just want to do a little perception investigation. Does it look like he has dirt? Like he'd be dirty anyway, I guess.
Does he look distressed, kind of weird, odd?
Yeah. Does he look stressed out or?
He looks grumpy. He looks up at you. He just like, and he goes back to his digging. He gives you that glare that a lot of Brogians of Blackhead give you like outsiders. And he's just going about his chores.
Then yeah, I guess we'd head to the place.
If they're gonna
This
start
is
heading-
this is what he looks like in case anybody's wondering. That's just kind of like the vibe.
Just a dude.
That's Mickey Millie
Millie
Jove. I want to get. There's no K in it. It's Millie Jove.
Millie Boj.
Millie Boj. So what are you guys doing with it now?
We head to his house.
if they're gonna start heading to his house, I'm gonna split off and be like, if we don't reconvene, find me at the end.
Okay. So you split off towards the group. And where are you heading?
I'm gonna go towards the end.
Towards the end.
Yeah.
Okay. So you head off towards the end. Well, so I'll say you guys get to the inn and split off because you guys, you would probably Father Lucian would have told you like the general, like he lives on the side of the house towards the Virgin Master.
Yeah.
So let me show you. You guys are. One sec. Let me double check something. So, you guys, this is the church here. Here's the inn. And he mentioned that he lives down towards the Virgin Master, which is down here. So you guys get to the inn, and then you like split off down a side road down to kind of go towards the Virgin Master's house. And I guess roll me like a persuasion check to see if you could convince him to like have like Yesek show you the way. Otherwise, you're not gonna really know or persuasion check to see if he can give you the information to describe his house.
8.
What'd you get?
That one. Well, it looks kind of cocked, but it also looks like a 1. What do you think? Shows me a 1.
Yeah, I think it's a 1.
Okay, so in that one.
So he wouldn't send yes. I think he just described the house. He's like, it's a house with like, it's down there. If you head down the main road, and then after, I think he would describe like after 3 blocks, turn right, turn left. You guys are just having like a hard time remembering like the exact directions that he would give you
Okay.
as you're going down, like searching through his house. What are you doing at the end?
I'm gonna go ask Erwin how to get to the Lady Watcher's manor.
Okay. What time is it? I think I said it was like 6
6
o'clock when he
a.m.?
woke you up. I'll say it's probably about 6:30 now. So you enter the inn, and there's people in there. They're already like drinking and eating. All the people that you're like, oh yeah, these are definitely the people that wouldn't go to church today.
Yeah.
So they're sitting there drinking and eating, and Erwin's busy at the front, and you walk up to him, and you just say, hey, like, where's the Lady Watcher's house?
Yeah, how do I get to the Lady Watcher's manor?
Yeah, Lady Watcher's Manor. Well, if you go down the main road a couple of blocks, and then you turn left on the corresponding like main road going north and south, and you head up towards the north gate, towards Lake Zorovich. To the right is her big manor. You can't miss it. You cannot miss it. It's on the right hand side of the road.
Understood. Thank you.
So you go about traveling. You're heading straight there.
Yeah.
You find her house. It's not hard to find. So you go. You take your left. You're heading up towards the main gate. There's probably even a sign that say like Lake Zorovich, and a little sign that says that way. And then you come up to the right, and there is a huge manor. It rivals the size of the Virgin Master's house in town. Like, you're not sure it could even be bigger than the Virgin Master's house. It's a little smaller, but it's big. It's like this. It's obviously it's huge. So just go knock on the door.
Yeah.
You you knock on the door, and was Calathar there when Ernest, I think was his name, gave them the invitation to have dinner with Lady Watcher? Remember who was there when you guys found out you were being spied on? And
When was this?
this was a lot
Was
of
this
sessions
the
ago.
scribe the first time at the Blue Water Inn?
No. So you guys were traveling through town, and it might have been Calum and Donnie. Remember, you guys were like caught by this guy. No, you were there too. And he had like some fancy chains on. He said he worked for Lady Watcher. He said that she wants you to come over for dinner and talk to you guys. And you guys said you would go over to dinner, and then you left town.
I vaguely
it
remember.
wouldn't
I
have
do
been
vaguely
Dormir. It would have been
remember that.
Calum.
I don't remember
And then
that.
you guys left town and never showed up for dinner. You guys are like 3 days late to dinner.
I do remember that because
Yeah.
while we were out, we had said something about like.
So you walk up. So
Yeah.
nobody remembers this guy?
I vaguely do,
remember.
yeah.
So there was this guy, a little recap. You guys were like walking through town, and I think it was Caleb, so Dormir wouldn't recognize this guy. And you guys caught somebody spying on you. You grabbed him
Oh, I
and picked
do
him
remember
up, and you were like, "What are you following us?"
And he
he's
was just
"I
like,
work-
I just wanted to give you this letter.
yeah, I
Yeah.
work for Lady Watcher. Here's
Yep.
the invite to the house." So he
I thought
opens
that
the
was
door
Chuck.
and he looks at you and he goes, looks at his pocket watch. A little late there, aren't you? Dinner was supposed to be like 2 days ago.
Do you want to get picked up again?
No. I don't. What do you want?
I'm here, and I'm also looking for Irina.
Yes, the spoiled brats from Barovia. Yes, she's here. I will go fetch her. You can stand in the lobby. So you walk in, and this is kind of like you walk in. Where'd he go? You're on the ground floor. So where's the entrance? There it is. he like leaves you in like this area here.
Okay.
Yeah, and comes back a couple minutes later, and Irene looks at you. Oh, Calathar, you're back. What has it been, like 2 days, 3 days? And runs and kind of gives you a big hug. How have you? Where have you been up to? Where have you been?
I was traveling with your brother. We went back to Barovia. Things are not great there, but I think everyone will be all right.
When are things ever good in Barovia? And as you guys are talking, we're gonna come back over to you guys.
Swag.
What do you guys are searching around for this house? Um, mm, I'll say that you come across a house that, based off like the description that you can remember, this is probably the house. It's a rundown shack. Uh, he's got like a bust of the Morning Lord, but his is all dirty and broken. You can tell that this family probably has like worked for the church for a couple generations, type of thing. So you come across the house and the windows are open, and there's you can just kind of tell with you have like a super high passive, right? So you just tell like there's like people in the house, and you could assume like he mentioned like his brother and his sister and like the letter, so it might be them or something in the house.
I think I'm gonna have you Dormir and be like, do you want to knock on the door and try the more tactful route? Maybe I can go invisible, go around the back.
I was thinking actually the opposite. I was gonna say if you want to be good about talking to these people, I would sneak in the back and dig up some dirt.
Either way,
Your call. What do you think?
I cast invisibility on you,
Perfect. And then I'm gonna let's stealth to the back of that property.
and I'm gonna go knock on the door.
Okay, read me invisibility.
Why would I need to do that? A creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends. Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it is on the target's person. The spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell, so you cannot attack or
Or
cast a
cast.
spell.
Perfect.
It is concentration for up to 1 hour.
Does anything about like you pass stealth checks or something?
No, it gives you advantage on stealth checks. I think
Does
it's
it?
not greater invisibility.
Technically, it doesn't actually give you advantage, but thematically, if you are doing a stealth check that requires sight or whatever, you
Oh.
know, like it should thematically give you.
Do I
But
need to
that's
roll a
all.
stealth check then?
That's all you.
Okay. Well, that
It's
works.
kind of like how Pickles' disadvantage was only via sight, and if it was a sound thing, it didn't matter. Where Aiden's disadvantage was all sound, not really sight.
You would need to roll me a stealth check with advantage.
Okay.
And you're going up and knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Wow. I rolled 2 5s. That's good.
Can I also send him off with the guidance? I was gonna
You
say it
touch
before he
willingly.
said. I was gonna say it before he said the two
Sure.
fives, and I don't think it's gonna help
Sweet.
much. But
8 plus 5 is 13. That's not bad.
these are just regular commoners.
Yeah, I ain't worried about it. They don't have to smoke.
You go.
Everyone
You
just
start
knows
sneaking around to like the back of the house. You go knock on the door, and you answer the door, and a younger version, basically, of Milio opens the door. And he goes, may I help you?
Hello, is this the residence of Milivoj?
Oh yes, that's my older brother.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes.
Do you know where he's at right now?
He's at work at church.
He's at work. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Are your
he works
parents
at the
home?
church. My mom is sleeping. She sleeps a lot.
She's sleeping.
She sleeps a lot.
Dream pastries.
Well, that's a
Dream
shame.
pastries, we love those here.
You're not there.
Sick fucks.
Oh, sorry. Shit.
That's just
Can I roll a perception in the backyard, see if anything?
Yeah, and then I just kind of like, oh, are your mother's sleeping? Well, I was really hoping to talk to your brother or your parents. Is there any way maybe I could just come in for a moment? Do you have a second to talk?
Roll me a persuasion check to convince this little kid to let a bunch
Is
of
it
shit
advantage
go.
because he's a little kid? and
Dude, you gotta
he's-
play a cop. You gotta be like, hey, I'm here on official business. You
Yeah,
can
but
lie to this dumb fucking kid.
no, dude. If I was like from around here, or if I looked like a guard, maybe. Fuck, I should
You
have.
You're a
have
holy
this
man.
guy's self.
It's too
But
late
that's
now.
concentration.
No, it's not.
Oh,
But it's too late
I
now.
fucked up.
You're a holy man.
I got like an 8 on it.
Yeah, I'm here on
Perception.
I'm
That's
here on
it.
behalf of Father
You're
Lucian.
trying to find a way into the back of the house.
I'm just in the backyard. I figured it was like
I thought you said you're trying to find a way into the house from the back, or are you just looking at the back?
I'm just
At
trying to,
first,
like, 'cause I'm-
as he's in the backyard making his way around to come in, I think he's just wanting to do a perception check.
Yeah, it's a backyard. I mean, it's a backyard of a poor person.
Does there any look like there's disturbed dirt? No.
Nothing that would pop out to your eye.
I get what you're looking for, and this is smart. Does if I say I was sent here by Father Lucian, would that give me advantage?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Nice.
What? What?
Got a 17.
Beating what, his insight?
5-year-old kid.
He's gonna have a -5 insight.
Yeah, he's definitely a negative, without a doubt.
Can I roll another stealth check for you, Cody?
No, hold on.
This kid's stats are better than
What are the
y'all's
stats for a commoner child?
I'm looking that up right now.
Make sure you put child.
I want to hear their HP too, because Caleb would have fucking murked a kid, and I
Yeah,
want to know
I
how
know
much
that.
damage I would have had to do.
I know he would have. So hold on. So this is the same stat block basically for a grown up and a kid.
What?
I can't find one specifically for a kid, and it doesn't. Oh my gosh. Well, I was gonna say before I looked at the stat block that the kid should have at least one less or two less than all the grown-ups, right? That makes sense to me. A grown-up commoner has +0 to everything. So let's just be kind to myself and give him a -1.
Yeah.
I rolled a 17 on the dice.
Yes! Oh my god!
Yes. So you beat his insight.
But he's like fucking like eyeballing
I've never
me,
seen
dude.
you at the church before. I have never seen you at
You're
the
looking
church
pretty-
before.
So funny, dude.
Fine, but I'm gonna go tell my mom. And he like goes to the house. He does this, and you realize he's already going to the other side. It's like it's like the size of like my kitchen. He's like, I'm gonna go find my mom somewhere.
All
And
right.
like travels to the house. So you enter into the house.
Okay. I
And you're in the backyard, and you're just kind of like examining. You're not really finding anything in the backyard either. What are you doing now?
I was wanting to look for like either a window or a way to find that kid's room. The dude we're here.
So it's a single-story home. You see like a window and a back door to the house.
Okay. Yeah, what's in the window? Can I peer
You
through it?
sneak through? Yeah, give me another perception check.
I'd like to roll a perception check as I walk in the
That's
house.
a 17.
You look through the back window and you see like the kitchen. You see like a pantry and like a sink. It's like a kitchen window, and that's all you're really able to see. You like peer in, like it'd be peering through that window. You see like the equivalent of like an ice box, some like a counter.
Just based on like the geometry of the house, where does it look like the rooms are in relation to this window? Like if this is kitchen, where's like
So the house is relatively square. So you walked into the front room, which would be like the equivalent of the living room, and that's probably
drawing a plate or
it's a small house. They're not a rich family. So I would say it looks like this. This is the front, and this is the back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're here looking at this window, which would be probably the kitchen. This would be a bedroom. This would be a smaller bedroom, and then this where you're standing is like the living area.
Okay.
So there's one bigger bedroom, one smaller bedroom, a kitchen, and then like a bigger area like that. That's
Gotcha.
the size of that's the layout of the house. You're looking into the kitchen, so you just see walls in the kitchen.
From inside, does it feel like all the kids share a room and then the mom has a room?
Mm-hmm.
Is the window locked?
Roll me.
Can they even afford class?
The window is probably definitely not locked.
Okay.
So.
I'm just gonna open. I'm not gonna like hop through it. I'm just gonna like open it, like
You open the door.
the window.
You get a smell of sweets.
Nice.
And I think on your perception check, you look through and you see a plate of pastries sitting there.
I think on your passive perception, you definitely see that, like you
Yeah.
you clock that window just open.
Yeah.
You're tracking that.
So I think with that being the case, I almost kind of like walk myself to like block it almost to like, or actually I think the opposite. I would stand on the opposite side.
That's what I'm thinking.
So that when they come out, they're looking away from that
Exactly
open
right.
window.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the kid comes back out of the like that bigger room area. It says, "My mom won't wake up." So, is there anything that you need?
I did ask if I could do a perception check when I walked in. I got a 25.
You look, and it is a bare bone house. So there's not even sitting arrangements inside the house. They have a stack. They have a bust they have like a burning sun symbol, like the symbol hung up in their wall, and there's cobwebs. It's dirty. There's empty walls. There's no chairs. There's nothing. It is an empty living room area other than the symbol of the Morning Lord and like cobwebs.
Okay.
And I think of rats. There's probably mice.
I think if I don't see anything, then I'm going to talk to the kid to serve as the distraction for him to
Exactly.
go check out the room. I mean, I'll ask him, did you see your brother last night? Did he come home particularly late at all?
Yes, my brother. He did come home a little bit late, but that's not to say nothing much. I mean, sometimes my brother will go fishing, and sometimes he'll go drinking, and sometimes I think he's kissing pretty girls, and sometimes I think he's doing drugs, and sometimes I think he's eating pastry, and he's just like rambling, rambling.
Just trying to get in the
stuff,
window while he's
yeah.
fucking. Nat 20, let's go.
Let's go.
Gigantic, or I'm gonna say, even on a nat 20, you like bust the glass out of the window, but the kid is rambling so much he doesn't
So,
like talking about his you're like this gigantic orc guy like smashing through this window, like you fall off the
It's a
guy,
pole
like,
in a
oh,
china shop.
like oh no, like I
He's
get up
just
like
straight
pry
oblivious.
yourself up, and you look over like did anybody see me like flat yourself up against the wall trying to be like James
Kronk
Bond,
and Emperor's
and the
New
kid's
Groove.
just standing
Yeah,
there, yeah, it's super like Kronk, and then the kid's just like. And I think he goes and gets some food, and sometimes he does. And he's just like going off and off and off. Like
With that,
it's nothing about what you're doing. It's just that the kid is
he's so in
completely
his own fucking
oblivious.
head.
You're also invisible, so
True.
Yeah.
So going over to like the rooms. Let's see. So there's two rooms, right? Probably like a parent, probably like kids.
Mhm.
What's in the kids' room?
You open the door. You go into the kids' room. No investment check necessary. It is 2 mattresses on the floor with thin burlap blankets, no pillows, and a small dresser, which you would assume is holding clothes.
Is there like
And there's a hook on the wall where it looks like a shovel might fit in.
perfect? I love it. There's no like closet. No.
Is there like clumps of dirt on the floor under that hook?
There's like dust, like more pieces of dust, like little chunks of mud and stuff like that. Like
I don't think they're fucking here, dude.
I mean, it's worth checking the thing, right?
The
We're gonna
dresser.
cut back over.
Checking the parents' room. Let's check.
We're gonna cut back over to Calathar at Lady
We just
Watkins'
gotta
house.
like.
You're
he
sitting there
might not
talking to
have
Irina.
the thing there, but maybe he's got a letter.
That's what I'm thinking.
Are you what do you
Look
what do
under
you
his
what do you guys
mattress.
talk about?
Yeah.
I think I would give Irina a hug, be like, "It's so good to see you," and then kind of whisper in her ear, be like, "Is everything okay here?"
She whispers. She goes, "I have so much to tell you. Things are not what things are afoot, but it's not." She's like whispering, like it's
Yeah.
not safe. I don't want to talk about it here. And you start hearing.
I would just give her a
footprints.
gentle nod.
Okay. You hear footprints, and then coming in through the door is Lady Watcher, and she looks like that.
I don't know, lady.
Lady Watcher. 1 second. Actually, talking to her as you're talking to Irina. If you don't, the Lady Watcher enters, and she has like this. No, you clock it straight away as an imp, like a devil imp. You've been, you know, straight away. It's like speaking to her and whispering in Inferno, and you recognize the language, but it's like whispering quiet enough that you can't pick out what it. Well, roll me a perception check. See if you can pick out what it's saying.
That's
Get a -3.
Come on, 2 nat 20s.
We got a 4.
You can understand that it's speaking Infernal, but you
Yeah.
can't pick out the words, and it's like whispering to her. Can imps speak, or imps more animal? Did I just mess that up?
I think you're fine.
They are whatever you want to be.
In this
I
world,
have.
they speak.
I have speak with animals, so
It'd be like a monstrosity though, so it wouldn't technically be an animal. Anyway, she walks in. She goes,
It's a devil, dude. It can speak.
"Yeah,
Language is common infernal. Yeah.
yep." So I didn't mess it up.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Fig's little fiend.
Yeah.
Baby.
She goes, Halathar, correct? Irina has spoken so much about the man on fire.
seeing like the imp and everything, I would approach her and like kind of do the like half kneel and like kiss the back of her hand, and I would speak to her in Infernal, and I'd be like, "It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance."
She would smile a little bit and she would speak back in choppy Inferno. You get the sense of like she's not fluent in it, but she's like learning to speak it.
Yeah.
And she does say like something along like the pleasure is all yours, right? She's very haughty, very like noble, very like yes. And she goes, you. And then she speaks in common. She goes, I'm glad you finally made it to my house, but you and your friends told my servants that you'd be here. What was it 2 nights ago?
That my deepest apologies. We had every intention to, but plans change and matters occurred.
Well, I would be more than willing to change dinner to tonight if you or your friends are in town. I would love to talk about what
I would absolutely attend. I will pass the message on to my friends to see if they can make it.
You must. I am holding you to that, Calathar. I would much appreciate you coming to dinner. And then the imp whispers something else in her ear, and she goes, "Shh, yes. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine." As she's talking, um, you hear kind of like some screaming and mumbling coming off from like the distance in her room, and she goes, she goes, Madeline, Ametha, please go check on that noise. I must attend. I must attend to some stuff in my study, and in my den. I'll be back. And then she kind of like walks away and she goes, well, I shall see you tonight, Telephone.
I would just give another gentle bow.
So she walks away, and then we'll cut back over to you guys as that's happening. You're sneaking through the house. You're in the room.
I'm gonna do an investigation check. I'm gonna like look under the mattresses and like in the closets, do like quick checks.
Sure.
Fuck this dice, you're going straight to jail. That's a 5.
There's nothing you don't want. You're not.
If I flip under the mattresses, there's nothing under.
There's nothing there.
Going through every one of the drawers, nothing there.
There's nothing. You don't see anything of importance to you.
I'm gonna move to the mom's room then.
Okay, roll me another stealth check with advantage. As the kid keeps, what are you talking to the kid about now?
What kind of food does he like to eat? You know, like just.
We like potatoes and fried potatoes and mashed potatoes.
Do you ever notice him coming home dirtier than other days? Or
My brother is always dirty, unless he goes swimming in the lake. He's always dirty.
how often does he go swimming in the lake?
Probably like once every other day, once every 2 days, once every 3 days. Sometimes it's every day, sometimes it's twice a day, and he just keeps going off.
14.
14. Yeah, you get past the kid is too. You sleek open the door. You walk into the room, and there is a grown woman passed out in the bed, covered in the crumbs. Covered in crumbs. There's like jelly smeared across her face. She's gouged herself on what
Dream
like,
pastries.
probably, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she's just like passed out. Like there might be a half-eaten one like laying on the floor. There's ants all over it. This woman lives in squalor.
Is there like a pen and pencil handy?
You
Is
want
she-
an
Her nightstand?
I know this is more what he's seeing than what I'm seeing, but is
19.
it? Are they making the
I'll say that
pastries,
the
or are they
door.
just?
I'll say that the kid is like behind you, like you're like facing the door, so he opens in, and you're probably able to see her laying down in her bed too,
Okay.
just like your angle.
19.
A 19 investigation. You like scrummage to the door. You do see a pen and a paper. Sure.
Okay. Well, I'm also investigating the room. Is there anything of note? I wanted to write her a note being like, dude, those dream pastries are fucking kids.
So you write the note and you look through the room, and her room is trashed. It's disgusting. It's just covered in bugs and mice. Like there's like multiple mice throughout the room because of all like the crumbs and stuff like that. There is bottles of like empty bottles, half empty bottles of wine. She's drinking and eating herself to death, basically.
Nice.
And you click back to the notes that you found in Mila Jove's journal basically said like she's given up, she's lost, and you're like,
Mm.
I get it, she's given up.
Hmm.
You even get the sense like you could write the note and she probably wouldn't care.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do. We talked about it. Pause. Like some type of form. If you guys are just spinning your wheels on things that are like the most important, do something like that. This is.
I was just about to say, I think this is time we wrap
Wrap
up the
it up.
house.
Yeah,
and
the
head out.
house. Like this house isn't. There's not much more.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might even be able to do that before you even walk there. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of.
No.
Uh,
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave some cash though. These people are bumming me the fuck out.
Leave it for the kid,
That's
though.
what I'm doing. I'm gonna put under one of their mattresses, 25 gold pieces.
25.
Yeah,
bro?
dude, this kid's pulling on my heartstrings.
cool.
And then
You might lose it in the
From
lake.
the fucking tooth fairy,
Did you
dude.
take away 25 gold from your inventory?
I did.
Thank
Did
you.
I did. And
Okay.
then we'll slip out.
I think that like you probably are able to walk past and brush him on the arm, or maybe whisper in his ear like "There's nothing
Yeah.
here to be found," and you just
Yep.
say goodbye to the kid and exit.
The kid doesn't drop anything in passing that's like any
He's
sort of
just
helpful.
rambling
Yeah.
about how great his older brother
Beautiful.
is. And about how his older brother always takes care of him, always
This kid
feeds him.
sounds like a fucking great.
I'm
older
hoping
brother,
that
man.
kid takes his older brother the gold and is like, "Look at this," and then
Fuck that mom though.
Fuck
I
that
think
mom.
we both. I think
Fuck
we
that
like
bitch.
start walking and we just trash talk the mom the whole day.
She walks away. She says she's gonna go to her study and her den. She walks out. She sent her maid, one of her maids, away to go deal with like the mumbling and like crying that you heard off in the distance. And you're standing there in the front, like the foyer of her house with Irina. Is there anything else you say now? Or you say should we get? Like,
Yeah, I'd ask Irina if she's available to come with me to the inn.
Yes, I am allowed to leave. We should leave. And you go to exit the house, and you bump in to the two brothers. And they stare at you. One of them pulls his knife. What are you doing at my house? Outsider.
So one of the brothers from the night.
Both of the brothers.
Watcher brothers.
The Watcher brothers. What?
the
are you-
Warner brothers.
The
Watcher brothers.
What are you doing at our house? Outsider.
I would also speak to them in Infernal, assuming they probably don't understand, but be like, I go as I please.
Speak plainly. You assumed right. They only speak common. Speak plainly. He's like he's hand shaking a little bit. You get the sense. You want me an insight check?
What about an intimidation check,
Yeah.
dude? That's what that
That's
felt
what that's
like.
about.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I'm just hyping my
What
man.
check?
Hold on.
Insight.
Well, that's gonna be a 14.
On a 14, his hand shaking. You get the sense that like he's a bully in the typical sense of like he's never really had to like go up against somebody who's bigger than him, right?
Yeah.
You can make an intimidation check with advantage.
Too bad.
Flat's
I had
better
a
than
nat 20
fucking-
on that too.
It's rough, buddy.
brother.
It's real rough. Disadvantage sucks.
Just
Whoever
gotta
gave
look
that to
at
you is
it.
an asshole.
That'll be in the tray though.
Ooh, 18 plus 2, dirty 20.
They're terrified of you. They're like he's the other brother isn't even stepping towards you. So like the one that was like this is the one that whose pants got
Yeah.
soiled, right? Like the more brash one. The other one's like kind of like pulling him off like on his arm, like hey, not the time. Like hey,
These guys could hurt
Wanna
us.
go?
yeah.
Irina.
And
You
yeah,
should learn to be
More like
polite
long.
to the
Yeah,
guests, especially invited to guests.
oh, spits on the ground. He's got like like the spits that dirty ass like tobacco juice on the ground. Like mother invited you to dinner, huh? To talk about how great our Lord is, huh? Disgusting. I want nothing to do with you outside that. And he storms past you with the other brother in tow and like goes inside the house.
I would take Irina by the hand and start walking on our merry way.
How cool. Roll me a persuasion check with advantage. How cool.
That one.
With advantage? It's rough, buddy.
Flat.
Your hand's probably like a little warm. It's like, oh, fuck, and she takes.
It's also sweaty.
It somehow it's sweaty and
And
hot at the
it's
same
like
time.
scalding
You know what
you.
I'm saying?
Wet.
So she takes 3 points of fire damage and 2 points of sweat damage.
Imagine you straight up
So-
killed her.
She's down to 1 HP.
She just like in flames. Like,
You start heading towards the end. And what do you got?
I think we just meet
Meet at
up
the end.
as we
I would
start
say like
heading. I think we see them holding hands, and I like.
you want to hold hands?
No, I just kind of like.
Oh.
fucking look at this. Look at this
Motherfucker.
fucking.
Am I still invisible?
That's up to you. It's an hour, right?
Yeah.
That's up to you if you drop concentration on him or not.
I think like when we get up to Irina and like start talking to them, that's when you
I think
drop
I
it.
forget. I think I forget it's
Yeah, so you
there,
guys,
and
like,
we
meet
just hit
on,
the
like, the
hour,
meetup.
and then you just pop out.
just, like,
So
what's
according
up?
to what like the map is, you guys would like meet on the main road basically, and then still have to walk like half a mile towards the end. You
Yeah.
guys could walk together. I know it's cliche to have your characters meet on the road at the same time, but it works. So you guys like would meet up at the road roughly around the same time. and
I
then
think
walk
it's like 30 seconds after like we meet, and we're like, oh hey, yeah, yeah," and then all of a sudden Dormir
I
just
just haven't
pops
even been
out.
saying
So-
anything.
So is this what's happening?
Yeah.
Irina screams. She's never met Dormir.
Yeah. So this orc just
So this
fucking
half
appears.
orc appears out of nowhere. She jumps behind you and pulls her sword. She goes, Kalsar, who is that?
Kill
She's
it,
like,
kill
preparing
it.
to attack. And she's getting ready to roll initiative.
Am I
You know
also
what?
startled by him coming out of
I
the
would say that's up to you, but I would say so. Do you swing on him?
I roll a hit.
All right.
Alright,
Oh no, I jump in.
No,
I'm
no, I
like,
let it fucking full set.
Make a dex check, like opposing athletics check to see if you can get a swing off.
So
would
I
totally
was just
take
gonna
an
do
unarmed.
an unarmed strike,
Okay,
I take it.
yeah.
but
I take
it's
it.
a 17.
well, I nat
So
one,
it
so
doesn't
no
hit.
matter what,
Okay,
you
so
beat
you
me.
roll. And you
I
get a
go
17.
to stop, and I'm
You-
like, oh no.
You appear, but how you appear, I'll say like you're like you have a shield, right?
No. I'm
What
not
is-
even wearing armor, dude. I'm fucking butt ass naked.
Oh shit! You have a maul though, right?
Yeah.
I'll say like the angle of how he appeared. You swing and just hit straight into his maul.
Ow.
Bang!
Ow.
Like-
Fucking punch and axe.
Just
I'm like, no, no, no. Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Irina's like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Rena, calm down, calm down.
Hi. I
Who the
know.
fuck is that?
This is my friend.
No.
Your friend?
Yes, I'm sorry. I forgot he was
The
there.
half orc is your friend.
I forgot he was there for a moment. He's very easy to lose track of, as you see.
Was this like a Javelin situation where you like make somebody invisible and forget about them and then they fucking.
Why do we keep doing this in
Yeah,
black?
I think
Darren's
wasn't
got a
Irene the one
problem.
who got scared of Javelin last time
Out of
too?
sight, out of mind.
This man can't be trusted with
So
invisibility.
she's gonna go. She goes, your friend. Speaking of friends, where's Caleb?
Who's gonna tell?
We have much to talk about.
I see.
I think Darren sheds a tear. One
white-
lonely, solitary
white
tear.
Tear.
Knowing that it was his whole
Down
person
his
that
leg.
killed him.
Yeah, but like that, I helped.
So you guys,
Regret.
I didn't mean to bring that back up. You guys, travel to the inn, and there is people in and out. There's like a group of people.
I think I would go
Pun intended.
go upstairs where we can be a little more private in the room.
Okay. So you guys, yeah, I think
You're
Erwin
laying on
kind of
the
waves
charm.
to you and nods.
All of us.
Man's like, I'm gonna take you to a secluded
fine.
area, babe.
Yeah, so you guys go up into your room, and it's probably like midday at this point. Donnie is still passed out. He's just like, you can tell that he got up, went and got more wine.
That's what I was
and then
gonna
he's,
say.
Like, passed back
That's
out.
polite.
You're like, there's like a note from that says like, from innkeeper, friends went to church, be back, right? And he's like, back. And like, I'm not a church guy.
Yeah.
He went back to sleep.
These fucking church guys.
These fucking
That
church
dude,
guys.
what? Yeah, 1
So-
million
He has like a
percent.
tab.
Yeah, from like way back. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's been partying at this inn before you guys even met him, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so you guys go up into the room with Irina, and she goes, "What do you mean that there's much to discuss?"
How about we start with this? You tell me the worst that you know. We'll tell you the worst that we know.
Okay, so I'm gonna give her a history check with advantage, strictly based off of how much information I think she's gonna give you. You are going to, not even if she not once, you are going to get something. Okay.
Yeah.
Let
That's
me-
why it'd be dope.
a nat 20 would be
Exquisite.
a nat 20 would honest to God expedite a.
Can I
something
give her
happen.
guidance?
You can give her guidance. Yes.
Will she willingly let you touch her?
I've touched her before.
Okay. We're just asking.
Not in the
Some
ways
ladies are
Calathar
weird.
has.
Yeah,
but-
dude. He's bringing her up to the room and shit.
I touch her as a gentleman touches a lady he would never
Alright, so
touch.
she has a +1 to this. Okay? So
Perfect.
we're gonna roll the I
Fucking
missed
strange
something.
ass thing.
I fucking said nothing, basically. I said a whole bunch of words to say nothing.
I missed something. Okay.
Bad
Do you want to roll the guidance?
I'm gonna roll the D4 first.
Go for it.
4, so that's plus
Yeah,
5?
That's a +5 to whatever roll
Alright.
that she has, right?
Come on, baby. Come on,
She has
baby.
advantage on the roll.
Zach, kiss the dice.
Those are both threes. Come on, one of them had to be a reroll.
How would one of them be a reroll?
You got
I gave her
two
advantage.
threes.
I rolled.
Come on, brother.
So that's an 8.
So that's an 8.
There ain't no.
I
fuck.
gave her advantage and guidance. I tried my best.
Why didn't you put them separately? You can't put both of them in the
I
same thing.
fully
Watch
agree
the
with
roll,
that,
yeah.
dude. I fully.
I'll
But
put one
I'm just,
second.
I
kidding.
will
I'm just
re-roll
kidding. No,
one.
no,
One
no,
dice.
no,
One
no,
dice.
no.
No, he said he would.
That's
We
too
were
much.
this
That's too
close.
much, dude.
That was the 20.
I'd rather lose than win that way.
You motherfucker. Says the dude who got advantage twice.
Yeah, triple advantage. Anyway, so she goes, well, what I have been
It
able
failed
to put
still.
together
Yeah, I know
is
you
that
got like 2 threes.
God
Fuck,
damn it, dude.
what I have been able to put together is that there have been a lot of people coming in and out of her house at nighttime in like hooded clothed figures, and over the past course of the last day or two, there's been a significant increase. I know that her sons are troublemakers here, and that they hate the Virgin Master. I know I have been able to tell she loves Strahd. She thinks that he can do no wrong. He's just a misunderstood noble doing his best. But I haven't been able to figure out any of her true motives or any of her actual like goings about.
I mean, you said men in cloaks. We have some rumors of a cult being more active in the area. They seem to fit the bill.
Have you heard the name? Whatever the name I wrote down
Azirio's
As-
blades.
yeah.
Azriel?
Azriel.
Yes.
No, Azazel.
Azazel.
Azazel's blades. No, I have not. And again, you would know that that's a cult that you've heard of from like Baldur's
Well,
Gate.
and I wasn't even asking about the cult necessarily, but more just even the devil, the guy himself.
Ezreal.
But
I heard about Azazel.
Oh, Azriel. Fuck, dude.
I will give her another check. She's, that name has been mentioned around the house, actually. Yes, I haven't heard anything about his blades or what type of weapons he has, but I have heard the name Azazel being mentioned in the house.
The Lady Watcher also wears an imp around her
Ooh.
neck.
She does have a pendant that's a little unsettling.
How does she take to when you approached?
She said that another hand-picked noble person of Strahd was a friend of hers. Like I have been. You could say lying about how much I enjoy the company of the Dread Lord, but she would love. It got mentioned once that I thought that he was trying to court me, and you could almost see a little jealousy in her eyes, almost. But she seemed to take a little bit of a liking to me when I told her that Strahd seemed to like me.
Has he made contact again? Does he know where you are?
I have not made contact with Strahd, but there has been a businessman that showed up the other day. Vincent. This is Irina. Like trying to remember the name.
Yeah.
Vincent.
I got you.
Mike. Seems so strange on the tongue. It's almost like an American name.
It's Vasily von Holtz.
Yes, Vasily von Holtz.
He's
Yes,
a man.
he came into town. He had dinner with Lady Watcher the other night, and he said he was in town
That
on business.
motherfucker was supposed to see me today, and he did not come see me today.
I mean, it's midday. My
Heartbroken.
What is your name again? I'm Irina.
I'm Dormer. Good to meet you, Irina. Got a nice firm grasp, and it doesn't burn you. You can touch my hand whenever you want. No sweat either.
So she mentions that he went and had dinner with her. Said he was in town looking
Yeah.
for his friend. And this was like the other day before you guys got back into town. She had heard like a rumor last night that you guys were back, but she knew that with curfew, she was probably gonna have to wait to see you today. And she's ready to go home and see her brother. And then
When do we break the news?
she goes, I'm ready to go see my brother. And then she goes, also, I cannot wait for when I name him Badu.
Yeah.
Badu.
Yeah, Freed.
Freed Badu.
Freed.
Because I cannot wait for his potato soup. He makes the best potato soup.
He definitely did make. I used to make the best potato soup.
Like I
It was
said,
really
you
good.
told me the worst that you know. It's my turn to tell you the worst that we know. And you can tell Caleb is not here.
Yes, is he off doing something else? Is he trying to?
He was unwieldy and erratic, and he had to come to an end.
You know, I hate to say it, but I can see that. Yeah. Yeah,
Ain't wrong.
he seemed kind enough to me, but there was rumors going about that he yelled at a child after trying to steal his things, and the guards had to escort him out. I could see it. I'm sorry that you lost a friend. How did he die?
I killed him.
Oh,
Damn,
It was
ah, shit.
it was a decision that had to be
It's a
made.
team
Neither
effort,
of us
really.
were happy
Did you
about
help
it.
kill
Fuck
him?
no, I didn't.
It's not something we are
It's like a
proud
who
of.
killed Julius Caesar type thing, Irene. Okay, everybody had a part.
Except for me, I just walked up at the end.
I showed up,
I conveniently walked out of the
stepped in
woods
the
right as
puddle
he
of blood.
died.
Yeah.
And then we ate his horse.
Yeah.
I've taken to calling Calathar Brutus. That
Brutus, is that some historical figure from a land far, far away? I've
Far,
never
far
heard the
away.
name Caesar or Julius or.
Oh, it's a great work of fiction.
Interesting.
Next, the dream pastries are made of children.
Yeah, they should be
Her eyes
outlawed.
go wide, and she's just
They
like,
should be outlawed immediately.
Yeah, ban the fuck out.
We did
"Oh."
kill.
She like you. Everybody roll me an insight check.
On it. Dude, this dice.
that one.
High five, Zach.
Fuck y'all. 13.
Or is that a
Oh
7?
my gosh!
Does she
On a
look
13,
excited?
She may or
That's
may
an
not
L.
have eaten one. You're not entirely sure.
I
Like
know Kalen part.
But we killed the hags that were making them. So
hags.
hags.
Hagwis.
There's hags in Barovia.
Were.
Well, there was
Might-
one that
might
got
be
away.
more.
Remember there was that one that got away, the adult mom who got away.
No.
Yeah, she. Oh, you're right.
So you angered a bunch of hags and they got away?
One.
Well, that's just gonna have to be something I feel like we need to deal with in the future at some point.
Promise.
Look, I told you I'm telling you the worst things.
We've
There's
had
other
a
things that
run.
have happened that aren't as bad as
We're
this.
not quite to the top.
Oh,
There's
there's
It's an
more.
iceberg. We lost.
yes.
Good news, your brother is still alive.
That's great news. I didn't have any doubt that he would be until now, Calathar.
It was a decision between his life or Vadu. An execution from Strahd himself, or Strahd's servant.
Right. She says it with ground anger in her voice, like distaste, disdain, distaste, both of them.
Both. All the above.
Just
Malice.
That fucking. I hate him almost as much as
Yeah.
I fucking hate Strahd.
Go, chick, go.
Cortez won.
So she.
I think Darren hears the little bit of racism and goes, ooh.
Yeah, she goes fucking knife ears. Fucking piece of shit.
I think
Coming
that
into a
I
good
think that turns
community.
Dormir on and
Yeah, I'm like
makes
fucking
Darren a
rocked
little.
up.
Because I hate him almost as much as I hate.
Oh, keep talking.
And finally, Father Donovich and his son were vampires. And we killed them.
She's like hyperventilating. She's like the amount of information. She's like, this has been a priest.
Your world is crumbling.
Yeah, she's like, wait.
Bad guy.
She's like, that man helped raise me. That man like the equivalent of like baptize me. That man like helped feed me. That and she's like, so you're saying that Badu, Father Donovich, gone.
And his son.
I thought his son died when they invaded the castle. He was alive.
Oh no, who do you think turned Donovich into a vampire, my lady? He'd been keeping his son captive for years.
For
Yeah,
50 years in the basement of the church.
maybe we should have spaced this out a little bit.
I'm gonna roll a check.
Did she
Constitution
just
saving
go
throw.
into shock?
Listen,
She just
yeah,
convulses.
I'm gonna roll her wisdom
Can-
check.
Can
I give her
give
guidance.
her advantage?
I think I see her
Like trying to console
hyperventilating
her
and
This
give her
is
through all
guidance.
this.
Oh, I'll give her a bless maybe.
Don't waste it. Don't waste it. I gave you a fucking long rest to have your spell slots. Don't waste it.
My
Okay, I'll
poor
let you give
first level.
advantage. It'll cancel. It'll go
Alright.
flat.
There we go. I'll let that happen.
It's like a 3.
She starts hyperventilating, crying. She's like sitting down. She's like, I just can't. She's like, this is all too much. I can't handle all of this. This is all way too much. I don't. And she's basically just like starts bawling and crying her eyes out, like almost inconsolably. She's just sitting on the bed, and like you said, her world feels like it's collapsing around her. Mainstays in her life are now gone.
That was her 11th, 12th, and
I
13th
think I would-
reason. Good
I
job,
would
guys.
kneel next to the bed and like look up at her and just be like, but we did finally meet Madame Ava. And
The gypsy, the fortune teller.
the fortune teller. And one of the Velaki, a storyteller in the flames.
Yeah.
I asked if he could tell me your story. And, well, maybe it's not all true. I think I can understand why Strahd has an interest in you. Strahd,
Tears slowing down.
Strahd had a love long ago. I believe before he is what he is now. And you were the same spitting image of that woman.
I'm not gonna tell you what I was rolling. I'm not gonna tell you if she had advantage or disadvantage. I am gonna tell you to look at what I just rolled on both dice.
Is it a 1 in 20 or what?
1918.
Oh, wow.
She wipes her tears. So you say he had a love from what he was before now, and that she's a spitting image of her,
Yeah.
and she goes, Tatiana. A couple of times Strahd has visited me. That's what he calls me. Tatiana. He's never called me Irina. He's called me his love. His Tatiana. He says I carry her soul.
And the storyteller, he also named the other girl as Tatiana.
It is said. It is said that there are souls work mysteriously in Barovia. I don't know what it's like out in your world, but it is said that souls are recycled here. For generations after generations after generations. And it is said that there is not enough souls to go around. It is said, and she's like trying to tear up a little bit. It is said that those the souls are doomed for an eternity of life after life after life. Subservience to Strahd, and that it would be better not to have one, and that if you were not to have a soul, that you were actually blessed. And she starts getting more frustrated and frustrated and frustrated. And she's like she's starting to like go back and like
Yeah.
hyperventilating and stuff like that.
Keep sharp objects away from her for a minute while I get.
So I'll say that time is like starting to go. Erwin like sends like his kids up with some food, and they like lay out some bread and like some soups and some like cheeses and something like that for you to eat. It's starting to get later out. Like the day is starting to like the dark. It's already dark outside. The sun is only ever up for a little bit anyway. The candle timer is clocking down. It's getting a little towards evening. And you know that you probably have to go to Lady Watcher's house for dinner soon.
Do we invite Irina?
I think Irina's probably going to.
I think she's
going
staying
anyway.
there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And you still haven't figured out the bones.
yeah, I think we were gonna head back to the church, check out the kid, or not even.
I think the last thing I would say to Irina is like I would kind of like grab the necklace that I gave her last time. I would tell her that we were going to dinner with Strahd in a day. And like as I'm like holding the necklace, like this is a reminder that I am coming back.
You're going to the castle to have dinner with the devil, and you
It is-
expect me to
It is unwise to object.
I understand.
If we have any chance of bringing that terror to an end.
I need to pause. We need to pull back. I need all of you to roll me a wisdom saving throw and then an intelligence saving
I was
throw.
literally just gonna ask, is there any kind of check I can make about seeing if anything funky's watching
This has
us?
nothing to do with that.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw first.
13.
22.
Mhm. 18.
Okay.
Now intelligence.
Now intelligence.
13.
5.
All of your guys' negative emotions go up is bad. I think I changed it where 0 is good and 100 is
Yeah,
bad.
right.
Yeah.
All of your negative emotions go up 1.
That's the intelligence.
Mhm.
I'm at 15%.
At 29.
That explains a lot. Darren's at 46. Darren's had a tough go.
So who's past 50%?
I just got to 15.
15.
Oh,
I'm the closest. I'm
So
biased.
now
By a mile.
how I'm doing it now, I don't know if you need to change it. Lower is better.
Yeah.
So you're at 15.
I'm at 39 or 32 or something like that.
Okay. So everybody's negative
29.
emotion has gone down.
Has gone
Up.
the bad way.
Bad way
yes.
has gone bad. Okay. So we are getting close to time's up. So let's figure out what we're doing and what we're finishing up. So you guys have Mealy Jove running around with the bone thing going on, and then you know that it's coming up soon, not necessarily right now, but soon to go to the Lady Watcher's house for dinner.
Yeah.
And you have an inconsolable Irina basically just crying in bed right now.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
we leave
think
her here.
I'm
Not
going
passed
out Donnie. I think I'm going to stay here with Donnie and Irina if they're going to.
That's what I was just going to
bone
suggest.
stuff.
If we want to check out some more bone stuff, you stay here and console her so we're not just leaving her alone.
Okay. Just go ahead and give me a couple like
My first thought is we'd go to the backs of the church and check out the kid. Like,
You think he's still there? Still working there?
I think so.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just tell you guys that. So just go ahead and give me whatever check you want to make to try to calm her down. Whatever you think is.
I'm going to do a prayer to the morning
Say
Lord
religion, dude.
with her.
How with her?
With her.
You're gonna try to get her to pray with you. You can do
I
that.
mean, I'm assuming that she's been praying to the morning Lord her entire life.
Yeah, go ahead. And you can do that with advantage. You guys are heading towards the church. You guys get to the church. There are still people coming in and out. Service is over. It actually seems like they're gearing up for like a night service or like an evening service. And you see Millie Jo like off to the side of the church, still within the church ground, like working and weeding and like.
I might just bad cop this bitch, dude.
I was thinking I good cop it. I don't want to accuse him straight away. I just want to be like, hey,
That was a
obviously
no.
you've heard about this. Do you have any ideas what could have
I
happened?
think you guys just
I
start
have a
praying
philosophy
together,
to it.
and I think it's starting to calm
Dude,
down
you
a
can
little bit, but it's not
intimidate
like a
in a
lot.
way
It's
that's
not like real.
like we
There's
think you did
not
this,
really
but like
feeling
what
anything at this
information do you
moment.
know
Yeah.
sort of shit.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
I think we're gonna go talk to the kid and interrogate him, but not accuse him. Right.
Okay.
So
So you walk up to this. He's early 20s. He's 5'11", 5'10". Like he's shorter than you, taller than you. He's not like hero strong. He's
Right.
pretty built, pretty lean.
farm kid.
Farm kid, you know what I'm saying? Carrying a
Poor
shovel,
kid.
has a mean scowl on his face. I showed you the picture of what he looks like. So it's kind of where we're at.
So I walk up and I'm like, Milivoj, nice to meet you. My name's Darren.
I've
Or
seen you before.
yes, we've met.
Church
It's good to
man.
see you again. Uh, I just have a couple questions. Do you have a
You keep
moment?
the company of orcs.
I keep the
Indeed he
company of
does.
men who saved my life. Do you have a moment to talk?
I feel like the answer has to be yes.
Well, I don't see any other answer. So
So I was correct. The answer has to be yes.
yes.
What? As you can see, I'm very busy, so please keep the conversation short.
Oh, it doesn't look like there's much work to be done here at the moment.
What is your
Question.
hourly rate, kid?
More than
Is
you
that a
can afford,
persuasion?
orc.
So obviously you've seen. It's no question. It's nothing to hide. You know what's gone missing.
What has gone missing?
I'm gonna insight.
I see that there's a glowing bone on your back.
Cody, I insight. I incited. I incited. I incited.
Fine.
I incited. What is that, David? I threw it.
That's 20, dude.
Ah! Oh, I should be like, no, I didn't ask you to roll. Make you roll it. I should. I'm not going to. I'm a nice guy.
Insight.
He did say he was gonna insight before he rolled it.
I did. I was
Out
like, because
loud.
he was like, what's missing? And I was like, this kid's so full of shit.
Yeah, he's so full of shit.
so full of shit.
So full of shit.
100%. You can almost guarantee he knows where the fucking bones are. That was fast.
It was.
You can almost guarantee.
So she said,
All right.
Every Friday night, where he knows where the bones are. This kid is so full of fucking shit.
Really? Okay. Sweet.
well, all right.
But what's happening?
I'm talking to him because I didn't insight check him, so I'm
going to say I'm fucking calling him on his shit. Like, you know what we're talking about. We're done with these games. Where are the bones?
Roll me an intimidation check with advantage based off your not 20.
Fuck yeah.
fuck yeah.
17 plus 8 is
25.
25.
Let's go.
I've had this thing.
Can I watch
a 20.
him piss his pants? Can I look and just
Where's
see
the
pee?
prestidigitation shitting his pants?
Donnie appears out of nowhere.
You shit yourself.
So what do you? Yeah, you go.
You know, we know, these games are done. Tell us where the fucking bones are. And like
He does
I'm
that like.
I'm not picking
I
him
know,
up.
but he does that like angry, like I'm not gonna cry, but I'm gonna cry, and like you can tell the tears are like burning his face as they come down. He goes, I did what I had to do to save me and my brother. I needed the money from the potions for the potions that the Visanti had. They're 20 gold pieces a piece. I needed the money so I could get through the fog.
Who did you sell the bones to?
Well, Yesik told me where they were, and well,
I'm gonna level with you, kid. I'm gonna level with you. Take a breath. Collect yourself. I'm making
said
this worth
that-
your while.
he goes, what did you say?
I was gonna say I'm making it worth your while. Don't play coy with us. I will reward you for the information you're giving us. I'm not gonna make you give that money back to whoever. We just need the bones.
I need them to Durhut. Henrik
Durhut.
Durhut. He was
Log
the
him
one
out.
who wanted to know where the bones were. I'm sorry, he paid me handsomely. He only gave me enough for one though. So after work today, I'm gonna go get my brother a potion, and I'm gonna.
You gave him all of the bones for only enough gold to get one potion. I'm just trying to make sure I understand it all. Okay.
Again, poor world. 20 gold
Right.
pieces
Yep.
is like a lifetime of money for some people.
Yep.
Right.
They're lucky if they see silver pieces. There's copper and what's the E like
Ethereum?
Ethereum pieces here, right? There's like that's what most people get paid in is like copper and Ethereum. Like gold pieces, insane.
Right.
20 gold pieces for something as just giving somebody some bones, life changing money.
If you can point out where he is, who he is, and
So
maybe any information.
Yeah, based off of well, go ahead and roll me. You can roll me another intimidation check or persuasion check to kind of get the information you want out.
I think I still want to be intimidating to him, but I don't want to intimidate him. Does that make any sense? Then, like you're an
You want-
authority figure that he is like confessing.
That's fine. That
Yeah.
you can still use intimidation. For
Yeah.
that.
And you said with advantage.
No,
what
but sure.
You did say it
The
based on the
first
last one. Well, it was a 16 and then a 17, so I'll just go with 16.
17 is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not much difference. Plus 8, so it's a 25 again.
He tells you that he's the coffin maker in town. That he has a store.
Perfect.
He's kind of an outsider. People don't really like him because he makes his money off of selling coffins for people to be buried in.
And
right.
his shop is in.
Yeah, his shop is in town. He tells you how to get to his shop.
Did he ask for the bones specifically, or
Yes, he. One sec. I'll get that out in a sec. Let me just.
Yep.
Let me tell you where in the town that he's at.
could you give me the name one more time?
Yeah.
Der Voot.
That's his last name. His full name is Hendrik van der Voot.
Henrik Van.
I don't know. So he would describe that he's way down here in town, but that he's like the building's like signed and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We'll cut back over to you. Are you doing anything as they're doing all of this?
I think the only other thing I would kind of say to Irina is like, if you wish to go back to Barovia and be with your brother, I will find time to escort you back. I just don't find it wise.
I miss my brother, and I think he needs me in this moment. I don't know if it's wise or not, but I think I have to find my way back to him.
I understand. Then I will find time to deliver you back to your brother, but it's going to be at least a few days.
Okay, Tyler. I trust you. Trust you. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check with advantage. Just to see what's happening.
boy, rolling flat.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Hot dog. Hot diggity dog.
And I think that's -3,
Perfect.
but I need to find out. -2, 8.
Nice. Not bad, dude. Not bad. Okay. What else you guys do? What? Oh, he's gone. Pause until he gets back. Pause. We're gonna end in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. I think we just want to go start interrogating the guy so we can end with us going up to the coffin maker's house.
Sorry, I really am pissed. Really bad.
I'm gonna wrap it up pretty much here.
Okay.
So you guys would pass by the inn.
I
You want to pick up, huh?
Yeah, I wanted to bid the kid adieu and also tell him that there's fucking money under his bed. Like he did the wrong thing for the right reason. I completely understand that. Him telling us where the bones are.
Do you tell him how much money?
I'm just gonna leave it kind of in suspense. I'll be like, you did the wrong thing for the right reason. We're helping each other out. You gave me the information to do the right thing. I still want you and your brother to have a good life. I've seen the shithole you live in, basically. Look under your bed, and your worries should be.
We spoke
solved.
to your brother, and we left something for you.
He hugs you, and he goes, "I'm sorry for how I spoke to you. I thank you. You're saying that I might be able to get me and my brother out of here. And
Yeah.
I can 5%.
Yep.
We're leaving now." And he
Just drop
leaves.
his shovel. Just drop your
he
fucking
drops
shovel.
the shovel and he leaves.
I picked the shovel up, and I'm like, you should keep this.
You're right.
This is your favorite thing in the world.
He drops the shovel and then he comes back and he's like, I didn't mean to.
I actually want it.
He's like, I actually, I kind of,
I really
love
need
this.
It's supposed
that.
to be like this growing moment, but I still want it. I still want my
I still need my teddy.
So yeah. Anyway, and he takes off with his son, or not his son, his
brother.
His brother.
Beautiful.
Now, he described to you exactly how to get there. You know you have to pass by the inn. Are you picking Calathar up for
Yeah.
this to go talk? And the shop is on the opposite side of town. You feel like if you rush, you might be able to get this done before the dinner with Lady Watcher.
Yeah. Then yeah, I think
You want to
so.
do that?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's beeline it towards because I don't really like. It's been a day. It's been 2 days since the bones went missing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lot of time.
Yeah.
So let's beeline it
Yeah,
to
we gotta try and get that,
yeah.
Okay.
or at least
If
figure
you
out.
pick him up, do you go with him? Like, are you stopping at the inn to get Calathar?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
like sweet like Calthar, come on. We'll explain
We
later on
found
the
where
road.
they are.
And
Yeah.
then he goes, "Go. I'll see you at dinner tonight."
Yep, and then I'll go with him.
You guys.
If it's possible to set this up for next week, we bring Donnie if he's sober
yeah,
enough.
Donnie would probably be awake at this point.
Unless he wants
Yeah.
when we go back to the end to go to dinner.
Exactly.
maybe
We'll
yeah.
We'll figure out how Donnie. I'll retcon him and I'll retcon him out afterwards. We are about to end, so you guys pick up Calathar. You rush through. Mist is starting and fog is starting to snow. It's almost completely dark out, but you know when you left your room, the timer candle said it was still only like 6:30, right? So you still have about an hour before dinner. I'll say retcon, like she probably said come at 7:30. You still have an hour to an hour and a half before dinner, right? You know when you left the candle that it was about 7. You come up to a shop. It's a pretty decent sized shop. It you can tell it has like a little bit of money put into it. It it says what's the name of the shop? It really doesn't. It says Der Boots Coffin Shop. I guess it doesn't give a name. It's fucking gay.
That's
So
exactly.
Der Boots Coffin Shop. And there's a candlelight on the inside, and you walk up to the door, and that is where we'll end our session.
Fuck, beautiful.
Okay.